Yes. Back again. Oh, back again. Yes, yes, yes. How good is it? Saturday night. So happy. What is going on, you firecrackers? How are we all tonight? I hope you're all ready. Because tonight, we got the first Sydney band on. That's right, we got the boys. We got the boys from Weightless on. Say hello, boys. What is cracking? Boys from Weightless. We got Brenton, Riley, and Luke. How's going?
How we doing?
We're good, man. How are you?
Man, I'm fantastic.
Yeah, we're doing good, bro. We're hanging out. We're just living the dream.
Mate, that's exactly right. Sitting down, a couple of beers on a Saturday night. You can't complain. I can't complain.
Can't do much better,
Nothing wrong with
honestly.
that.
No. We will make sure that we got some of your music going. I don't know why your music stopped, but we'll see if we can sort that out. But
It's alright. It's alright.
these things happen. Regardless, how he's going?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah, he's surviving during this obvious crap lockdown at the time.
Trying to keep sane, to be honest.
How many shows got stuffed up for you? Tell me.
I think a total of 3, Riley. Is that right?
I believe it was 3, yeah. It was 3, and there was talks of a few others, but, you know, they just
Those
never
conversations
got to
ended
take it any
quickly.
further. Yeah, definitely.
No, that's no good. That's no good. So you're coming off the back end of your single that you just released. What was that called again?
So we put out the first single, Unsighted. I think that was the first one, and then we've done New Road since, and we've dropped the EP in March, and that's we've been just riding off that, playing some few shows. Sort of the cycle got cut a bit too soon, but you know it is what it is.
What can you do?
Oh man.
Dude, was it March we released Turn the Page?
Dude,
That's
yeah,
huge.
we released in March.
That's so long ago, bro.
Yeah, it feels like so long. It feels like we released like 2 years ago now, but I guess COVID drags things out.
Well, it's like 3 months in COVID has felt like 2 years. It's just been absolute shit house. But
Yeah, dude.
your EP came out really good, man. Where'd you guys record it?
Yeah, so that sort of actually started the band pretty much. I was working with another band playing drums for them, and they got me in contact with this guy named Ben Saylor, who was working over in Ultimo in the city. And he showed me some stuff he'd been working on, which was sort of heavier. And I took that home. I was like, cool, I'm ready to go record some music. Went over to old Benny Boy, and it was, over in Ultimo in the city with Ben Saylor.
Man, that's awesome. The recordings came out really, really, really good. I mean, I really, really dig the tracks, especially Unsighted. I know you've released 2 versions of it,
Man, we
and
appreciate it.
I'm going to come out right now and say that I like the original version. Just the intro. The intro's heaps good. If I'm going to get it fixed in a minute, we're going to go to the other screen. I'm going to get it fixed, and hopefully you'll hear it on there. But tell man, why the change? Where'd that come about?
So that actually, the demo version of Unsighted that was done before it was recorded had that intro, and it was long. It was actually pretty long. So when it came to doing the mixes and the mastering, we cut it into 2 songs, which was the opening track Ascension, and we made it flow into the following Unsighted. And for the single, we didn't really want the song to sort of start so aggressively how it does on the EP. So what we did was we trimmed down the intro track Ascension and then whacked it on the front of it. And then for the EP, we got both actual versions of each song. So
I'm talking about the part with that nice little slow intro. Like, I love that little slow intro and the slow.
Yeah, so that's actually the first. The first
there's a
song
longer
on
version
the-
of it.
on the EP.
Because I could just see that now, you guys playing that live, and I could just hear that intro and be like, "Ooh, I know what's coming up now. Yes, I know what song's coming up."
It definitely rolls out well to a crowd. 100%.
Yeah, man. Especially when that slap bass part rolls in, and you got to bring back the slap bass, hard because not enough bands do it anymore, and you're missing out on the whole percussive area there if you
More
you use
people
it
need to be
properly.
slapping bass, bro. Simple as that.
That's all
You
it
need
Red
is.
Hot
to-
Chili Peppers, man.
It's just slapping the bass,
Well, I
man.
mean-
Slapping the bass.
I mean, considering slapping
Dude,
the bass,
we don't even
you'd
have
probably
a bass slapper.
yeah, you'd find it interesting. We don't have a bassist.
Well, I'll come slap it. I'll just,
Oh, man.
just stand there and just go bang, 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 bang.
Just
Just
whack
slap,
it.
just
Just
slap
whack
the
it.
shit out of it.
Just keep slapping it. Just keep slapping it.
All right, since you're on with Beer Buddy tonight, boys, what are you drinking?
Who wants to go
Show
first,
us.
Riley?
Whoever.
Yeah, sure, I'll go first. I'm drinking some James Squire tonight.
Oh,
Bought myself
nice.
a six-pack.
Nice.
Like,
See, that's just a
They are
nice, you know, it's a
definitely,
safe beer. It's a very James
exactly,
Squire's very
yeah.
safe. You can't really,
You know,
can't really knock them.
probably, it's definitely in the top 5 for me. 'Cause,
Yeah?
you know, they just go down smoothly.
Yeah, it's good. What about you, Luke?
I'm drinking Two Bays Lager. Two Bays is like a gluten-free, endorsed by like the Celiac Australia group beer. Like it's really good.
That's very
Super
health
light,
conscious. That's
easy
very
to
good.
drink.
Looks
Yeah, I'm a gluten-free boy, so like
Oh,
I can't
well.
really drink a lot of beers.
Oh well, mate. At least you found one. At least you found one you can do.
There's a few out there, and none of them are really that good, but like, Two Bays is pretty good. I like
Oh,
it.
it's awesome. What about you, Brenton?
Yeah, I've actually got a variety going on. So I've just about finished my Ballistic Beer Co. Hawaiian Haze Pale Ale. I'm about to tuck in to a bent spoke crankshaft.
Yeah, she got some of the good ones out there from the Gabs Festival, man.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. So, when did you guys actually form, like properly establish yourselves as Weightless?
I guess I'll take the
Right.
realm on this one.
Yeah, go for it, go for it.
So, long exaggerated story is I had been writing music since a teenager, just writing it for myself pretty much, and then took it to go get recorded with Ben. And at the end of recording, he was like, "Hey man, do you want to like join a band and figure it all out?" So we brought Lukey in, and we were hashing it out for a couple of weeks, and then we came to the realization we needed another guitarist. So we got my childhood friend Riley in, and it was pretty much from that day Weightless found its name and just took on a whole smattering of kicking ass, I guess.
Mate, 100%. Like I've got the music on in the background now, and it's just and I think it's Unsided's playing now. So, and it had the original intro in it too. So, yeah, it's so good, man. It's so good,
It'll definitely kick you back in your seat, though.
mate. I'll tell you what, like, you, for young blokes, you've got some serious chops on you as far as your writing skills goes, and yeah, what. Unfortunately, you guys are down to like 3 of yous at the moment.
Yeah.
With obviously COVID and guys having to do what they have to do and stuff like that. What is the fingers crossed hope for the say the next year?
Well, I guess I'll tell my hopes. Well, we obviously had some shows planned that got canned due to the old C word.
Yeah.
But we're looking
China.
into the next year, 2022, get some more music out, and just hopefully be able to play as many shows as we humanly can. Like the other
Yeah,
boys
100%.
obviously
I guess
say
like
what they
we're
wanna
just
do.
hoping to. I'd say we're just hoping to catch up on all the shows that have been cancelled and shows that we had up and running. We had like the 3 shows that were coming up, and then we had a few different that were coming in the works up until I think December time. We were still gonna have some shows kicking, but good old COVID has kicked them out of the way. But I guess we're just hoping to get them back.
Yeah, they will, man. They will. I'm gonna show. Hopefully, Metal Mum Karen's watching tonight, and she sees and she hears a bit of the tunes, and she can tee something up in Queensland once we're allowed back out again.
100%, bro. Because it's like, man,
This
end of the day, we'd only just started gigging really.
Yeah.
Like as a band, we'd released Turn the Page, and then all of a sudden we got a whole lot of momentum behind us, and we were getting gigs. We were getting a bit of recognition on like Triple J Unearthed, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, once we'd gotten this like good momentum, we were running with it. Things were looking up. Overnight, everything changes, and we're like, sweet, gigs are cancelled. I mean, look, where we stand in terms of like the whole scene and like other bands out there. There was like everyone's in the same boat, and in fact, people had way more gigs booked than us. And luckily for us, this isn't like, you know, a main source of income like it is for some other bands. It's like,
Yeah, 100%.
I can't imagine being in their shoes.
Yeah.
Dude, we definitely pulled the lucky straw there.
Man, that's a very good attitude to have and a very good outlook, I guess, on the whole shit situation. But if you have a good outlook like that, just keep that positivity and mate, you just smash it. Riley, you've got the first comment for the night. Hello to all 10 viewers out there so far.
Yeah, Cody Commander.
Yeah, Cody Commander. Riley, mate, you're on, mate. You're on.
Oh, Cody, mate. Cheers.
Can confirm. Weightless gigs are off tap, mate. I'll be finding out as soon as this COVID thing's done.
Mate, there's a ticket
Oh,
at
Cody,
the
you
door
legend.
name on it.
Oh, mate. I'll tell ya, when it's done, shows are going to be fucking off the hook. I reckon people are just going to be so pent up and just like keen to get out. It's just going to be nuts. Have you got any sort of... So, walking... Okay, so you guys said you guys just sort of walked into the scene. You guys had the rug completely pulled out from under yous. And just off the back of having some really, really, really good tracks released. You guys have actually really got some good backing on Spotify from what I've seen. You've had a good handful of plays. What has been your thoughts on the scene walking into it for such a short amount of time? Your first impressions?
I'd say, I don't know, it's just been really welcoming. Like, there hasn't been, we've gotten messages from other bands saying they'd like to tee up things. We've got messages from bands saying, hey, we heard this song and we just wanted to chuck you in our show, like, come open for us. Like, it's the most welcoming place that I've experienced, you know, coming into the shows and you get there, everyone's just like, oh, sick, come on, like, it's like you already knew them, like, sort of thing.
Yeah, I also feel that the sort of competitiveness of it has died down a bit, because from what other bands have said, like that are from before our time, it could have sounded that it was a very competitive market to sort of be in, but with us, it's pretty much just been, hey, let's make some music and play a show that's sick to a bunch of people that love our music. So,
mate, you are dead set right. What everyone told you was right. Back in the day, it was very, very, very competitive. It was a struggle to get on shows, and well, mate, at the end of the day, what you wanted best time slots. You wanted, you know, you wanted to try and get the crowd in, and that was the hardest part. And that was the hardest part back then, because I guess, mate, there was nothing worse than when you had a show come on and you had it planned for weeks and weeks and weeks, or months and months and months, and then an international act would come out or something like that, and then next thing you know, everyone's got tickets to that and your show's just going nowhere for the evening.
Yeah. Another thing that I'd like to comment on is, like, from the shows we've played and the shows we've been to, it's crazy to see now that regardless of who's on the bill, pretty much most of the crowd is there before the first band even goes on, and is there through the entire night.
That's
it's
fucking
just
awesome.
So good to see everyone supporting everyone on the bill, no matter what
100%, yeah.
part of the bill they're on. If they're opening, headlining, doesn't matter.
And they're all staying and watching to the end.
Yeah.
It's been crazy.
that's
Like,
good.
the few shows we have played, like, literally as soon as we'll rock up, like, we'll always be the opening band, at least we have been so far. The people that rock up first stay all the way to the end. And it's not like, I mean, back in the day when I was going to shows, when I was a lot younger, I wasn't in a band. Like, it'd be almost a popularity contest of, you know, people would sort of like wait at the bar while the first band plays, or wait outside while the first band plays. And then you wouldn't go in until like, oh, this is my band that I'm coming to see, so therefore now I'll go in and watch it with all my mates. Like, the experience we've had as a band has been completely the opposite, which is sick. It's like, that's so much better for the whole scene. Like, having it way more inclusive, having it way more like, I don't know, less intimidating for newer bands who may be nervous to start playing, or even like just making it a much more welcoming place for anyone who's at the show, whether they're a new band, whether they're a spectator who's, you know, just stepped into the scene. Like, that's sort of what I've always wanted to see there. like, yeah, it was always very clicky, and there is still clicks, as there always will be in, like, you know, a subculture like this. But what we've seen so far has been a fantastic sort of change, and whether that's come from COVID, like people being just so eager to get back to watching shows again, I mean, I don't know, it could be that. But yeah, there's definitely been a turn where it's like people are turning up and watching everyone, which is freaking rad.
That is so awesome. That's really good to hear, man, because it kind of was like that depending on shows that you went to, and I guess those subgenres of metal that you sort of get stuck on those same sort of bills with the same sort of people and stuff like that. But Cody Commander has asked, is you guys still working on music somehow, completely put everything on pause during lockdown?
Well, yeah. That's
As a matter of fact.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a really good question, Cody.
Well, as some things sort of were being spoken about in the band pre-lockdown, pre-second wave of COVID, we were sort of planning to take some downtime at the end of this year to get some new stuff in the works, but obviously that's been pushed forward a lot because we have plenty of spare time now. So we've been working with a producer named Nat Sherwood, who is an absolute legend, and
He's an angel.
we have been doing it via Discord, and it's
wow.
actually been very, very smooth to do.
It's been very successful.
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys
We
had
would-
Discord. I would have done this through Discord.
Oh shit, man. Wow.
No, that's all right. That's all right. No, this Zoom's working really well. For some reason, the Queensland connection was a bit last night. It kept on dropping in and out, but tonight's working really well. You guys looking amazing.
Yeah, it's
Top
good.
dollar. We
Uh,
have plenty of practice with Discord, that's why.
No, that's good.
We
That's
know what
good.
we're doing, you know.
Well, man, I've been saying to the other bands that I've interviewed so far that realistically the next step for everyone in lockdown, for all the bands, is to try and bring out just random bits of content, whatever you can, just to keep putting up on your page, and whether that be doing playthroughs of your songs, just filming yourself doing playthroughs of any of the tracks, or Luke doing just cover songs, just anywhere he can do them, if he can get got your setup or anything, Brenton. But man, it's just you got to try and stay relevant, and that's going to be the big game changer, because a lot of bands are going to die out because they're not trying to keep going. And if you're just going to leave it by the wayside, you're going to forget about it, and other people. If you're going to forget about it, then other people are going to
100%.
forget about it.
I think that's
The way I
another
see
thing,
it-
like... Oh, sorry, you go, Riley.
No, yeah, sorry. Yeah, no. The way I see it is like, in this day and age, this culture, you've just got to evolve with the times at this point. Like, there's nothing else you can do. Otherwise, you're just sitting back watching it all go past you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is like, where other bands would have been, like back in the day, been trying to push for getting live shows, now bands in our sort of generation are now pushing to get relevancy on social media platforms and stuff like that to boost
Massive
their popularity
side of it,
and all
yeah.
that sort of thing. So it's just a whole nother ball game nowadays that we're trying to sort of work through, with nobody really having dealt with it before.
Yeah, well, there's no guidance. In this, is there? Cody has asked, "What is your favourite song to perform live?"
Live.
Oh, I would have to say it's actually an unreleased track
Ooh.
that
I was
we
going to say that exactly, bro.
100%. Yeah. So there's a song, there's an unreleased track that we do play in the halfway point of our set, and I don't know if it's just because we're playing the EP for too much, or this new song has come in, but I feel like that one's my favorite. It really kicks you in the face.
Yeah, nice. That's what you want.
Very fat, bro. Very fat.
What's it called? When can we expect the release of that one?
2022, man.
Alright,
2022
nice.
is going to be Weightless this year for sure.
Nice. What about you, Brenton? What's your favourite one to play live? Is it the same as them, or?
Well, to keep people happy, I'll try and pull one off Turn the Page. Live. New Roads does hit different live, honestly. Because if we were talking about what my favourite song off the EP is, probably be another one. But live, I think New Roads definitely hits different.
Yeah, bro. New Roads slaps live. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's got our most streamed
It
on
does.
Spotify, but man, there's a reason.
It's also our lowest tuned one. So
Nice.
It is the heaviest.
You got to
in
do.
quotations, yeah.
What? I'm very interested in that actually. What do you guys do? You guys use 7 strings or do you guys use baritones? What do you guys? Or do you get?
We have a secret, but I'll let Brenton take it.
Mate, yeah, we're in theory good old Ibanez 6-string kids, but we have a few tricks up our sleeves because New Roads was actually recorded with a 7-string in G sharp, but we play our guitars in C. So we use Line 6 Helixes live, and it allows us to do a million different things all at once. So throughout our set, we pretty much go through 4 different tunings without touching the tuning on our guitar. We have our guitars in C, then New Roads is in G sharp as well as C sharp because we play 6 strings, not 7 strings. And then we also play 2 songs in drop B. And actually, the new track's actually in C sharp, so we're all over the place with little tricks up our sleeves. So.
Nice, man. That line 6 you were talking about, that's the one where what is it? You turn it you tune it to standard, and then
we
you can
tune to drop C.
so you tune and you changes the octave. You can go a full octave up and down from that. Is that the?
Oh, you can go way more than an octave on this thing, but it's not. We don't recommend that whatsoever. we'll only change by a couple of steps up and down, but yeah. It's just like a little pitch shifting thing.
Oh, nice.
There's a million pedals that do this. Like I know the Digitech Drop does it, but we are very gifted in the fact that we have a pretty good live setup, so we can program all this stuff ahead. So we don't touch anything with our feet.
We're gifted in the fact that we have the good live setup, but we're also gifted in the fact that Brenton knows how to run this shit.
Oh, okay.
YouTube will teach you everything.
I don't know what Brenton's talking about 10 out of 10 times.
Woo.
When it comes to the gear, to the setup, I'm like, this man is a genius, and we got to just let this dude roll with it because he knows best.
The countless amount of times that I've been with Brenton and he's just like, we're trying something new, here we go, and he's sitting there and he's programming all this shit into the Helix and all these different MIDI changes and all this. I'm sitting there like, I wouldn't know how to start this, like, and he's like, yeah, sick, let's try it.
Riley at least gets it, man. I rock up with a freaking mic, and that's all the gear I bring. Like,
well, I'm just like,
and I used to be a singer too, man. And the mic is heavy enough, and it is hard enough to cart around. All right, I don't need to be carting drummers and helping out with
them.
amps.
Plug themselves in.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. That's exactly right.
It's not an easy job.
You know how hard it is to tune a mic?
Don't even get me started, mate. Don't even.
J Tom 2K said, "Look at these cuties on my screen." Yeah, they're looking pretty good tonight.
Dressed up for the occasion, as we all see.
Well, that's it. I mean, you got to put on your lockdown best for this stuff, don't you?
Oh, mate.
Jumpers
It's
in a
so crap, man. What do you guys listen to? What do you guys listen to in your spare time? Very interested. Like, give me a top 3 band, or give me the one band you're listening to at the moment.
I know one that Brenton might say at the same time, but the Don Broco. They're coming out with some new tracks at the moment. They're
English boys.
From England. Yeah.
Who are Don Burko?
Don Broco.
Don Broco.
Don Vonbroco. They are
2 different words. 2 separate words.
Okay. Nice weird stuff. All right. What about you, Luke?
Dude, I've been listening to very eclectic like mixture of music recently. I suppose lockdown sort of does that. Hey, it's like
you go through.
Usually listen to kind of goes out the window and ends up just listening to the weirdest things because you're just exploring, going down rabbit holes. Like I'm not working, so I'm just like I'm listening to everything and anything. But I suppose stuff that sticks out to me at the moment. Man, Turnstile released an album on Friday, so yesterday, and that was fat, called Glow On. There's some Japanese boys called Pale Dust, and they released the track called Black Ice.
Nice.
And the visuals for that are literally unmatched. Like, there's not a single band, I reckon, out there right now doing what these blokes do. Like, in terms of their sound and the visuals along accompanying this single is unbelievable. And then otherwise, I don't know, like Laney. I really like Laney.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Beautiful, bro. So it's a very, very different mix. But then I'll chuck on a 4th one, and Structure's new EP is That thing is disgusting. It's so good.
Oh man.
Ah.
Yeah, but shout out to the Aussie bands I always listen to, of course.
Well, you guys told me about Ghost Complex to go check them out
Yeah.
and try and get them on.
100%, man.
I will definitely do that. You guys are gonna have to be my eyes and ears and tell people to get in contact with me
Yeah.
when the
We'll
shows start back up again. What would you guys say? Oh, because you guys, yeah. Well, what would you say? What would you guys say is probably the best live band that you guys have seen?
Scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I class it as sort of two different categories, really. I sort of look at like who sort of executed the music the best, being the musician, and then I also in another category class it as like who I thought of sort of put on the best show. But for my two categories, I guess one of the bands that I've seen absolutely smash it in the live sort of music scene was Wind Waker.
Yes, Nolan.
Yeah,
That was my pick.
they were killer. And then a band that has sort of I've seen a million times that never let me down is just Northlane. Northlane just put on a show and just kill it every time.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. That's so mad. Like, I used to walk to school with the original bass player from
Alex.
from Northlane. It was in
I
the
bought a
s-
bass amp off him.
Really?
Dumb tree.
Oh, there you go.
I was
Small
looking for a
world.
bass amp, and I was like, "Oh, that one's the one I wanted." And I looked at the name, and I was like, "I have to buy it."
Oh, that's so awesome, man. That's so awesome.
I do remember when Brunson bought that bass amp off Alex too. I get a message and he's like, I'm looking for a bass amp. I'm like, yeah. You found one? And he goes, I found one, but I also found someone. And he's like, fucking Alex from Northland. Funny thing. He actually called me. I'm pretty sure he called me and you're like, yeah, I'm on my way to his house right now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Thankfully, he was a nice guy. I spent like 2 hours there just chatting to him about everything and anything I could. So
Man, Alex is a nice guy. They're all nice guys. I wouldn't know. I haven't obviously met the new members, but they're a great live act. Me and Jordan went and saw them.
they're insane though.
yeah,
And that was a pretty messy night, but we had a cracker of a night. We had an absolute cracking night, and they just and then they did the nice thing, and then they released it all on YouTube for free, didn't they?
oh,
For
live at
that-
the Roundhouse. We were there. Yeah, we were there.
That was the gig we went to, and we got really fucked up at.
Oh, that was you that I saw running around naked. Oh, makes
Yeah,
sense
that
now.
was
Okay,
me.
yeah.
You wouldn't have seen much.
But the confidence was there, bro, and you showed it, and that's all
Yeah,
that matters.
that's it. Just to rock out with your cock out, man.
That's it, bro.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, Riley, what's your favorite live act, bro? What have you seen?
Dude, I don't know. So I was gonna say Wind Waker. As Brent would know, the first time Brent and I saw Wind Waker, I just remember standing in the middle of the marsh, just being mesmerized. I just stood there staring at them like,
Good old factory theatre that was.
that was too. And then I guess to give some more answers, it's another Aussie band here is Thornhill.
Oh, yeah?
They kick ass live.
Super
is-
nice boys too.
Oh, lovely boys. But they kill it live.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's good. It's good you said Aussie acts. I would have gone with my typical American ones. What about you, Luke?
Probably biggest and like most incredible that I've seen in terms of for myself that really blew me away. I reckon was probably Knocked Loose back in like when they first came here and they did that run of tours from like they played at like Rad Bar down in Wollongong, and that was the smallest room to see like the heaviest band. It was literally mayhem. Like
That's where you walk out the venue and your ears are just like ringing.
Yeah,
Your
well, you
ears
just
are ringing.
the whole time your life is just flashing before your eyes because like all the blokes from Life Still were there, and I'll tell you what, they know how to freaking pit. Like it was very violent.
Well, Cody agrees with you, or I prevail.
Yeah,
Oh.
huge. Yeah, so I reckon Knocked Loose is probably
Knocked
the
Loose,
one.
eh?
Otherwise, in terms of Aussie acts, you can't really go past like Justice for the Damned just because they are so airtight on stage. Unbelievable. Like the stage presence from Bobak, and then how tight everyone else is, timing wise, how heavy they are, how much good like crowd involvement they get. It's freaking. Yeah, they're like what I sort of aspire to be like on stage.
See, I managed to get to see Polaris when they played in Sydney a couple of years ago. This would have been three years ago.
Yeah.
And they are just fucking next level. Like, they're fucking...
They're nuts, bro.
Dude. Yeah.
They proper fuck shit
There's-
up.
I'm pretty sure I've been
Yeah.
to every Polaris show that's happened in Sydney. So
Yeah,
Man,
same actually.
I went to the one at... the Factory...
Factory Theatre?
I think that was
Factory
the one.
Theatre, yeah.
Yeah,
they played two there that I've been to. So
Man, such a good band. Just so tight. So tight.
I don't think anyone
Yeah.
puts as much pride into their live performance as those boys do. Like they're like on stadium level. Like they're like Parkway in terms of how they
That-
sort of perform themselves.
That is how they treat their shows, and that is what every band needs to do. Like 100, you got to treat every show. Doesn't matter whether you're playing to one person, whether you're playing to 5 or 500. You got to treat every show like it's a fucking stadium.
That's right.
and I feel like just every member of that band is a master of their instrument, honestly. And
Well,
that's probably why they can perform the way they do, because they all know their
Cannot praise that
inside and out.
Mate, I could not agree more. I could not fucking agree more.
I'm a bit upset their tour cycle for their latest album has been sort of cut short.
Mate, well, here's... I think what everyone's got to understand is that air travel isn't going to open up as quick as what everyone thinks.
Oh yeah.
And I think the revolution for live music in Australia, especially when pubs open back up again and venues open back up again across the country, it's gonna be feeding season for live acts if they're still together after COVID.
Oh yeah. That's a whole nother topic, but yeah.
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Like seriously, it's true. But so you guys have obviously had a couple of rocky periods, and now you're down to this at the moment. Have you got sort of like a little side pocket thing, or you got things in the making to get ready for as soon as we open back up?
Well, yeah, like we've said, we had a couple of shows teed up after some member change-ups, and we were a week out from playing a show, actually, and we were good to go. We had everything lined up. We had the members we needed, the setup we needed, and everything like that. Because, literally a week before a show is when this sort of stuff happened.
Yeah, that show was
We're
in
playing
Wollongong.
down in
Diamond
Wollongong.
Where were we
Diamond
playing in
Dogs
Wollongong?
Diamond Dogs, Dapto.
Oh no, Dapto. Dapto Dogs. How good's that?
And then what was after that? It was 2 weeks after that we were meant to be playing Frankie's Pizza.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That was a heartbreak and a half, that show.
Man, because what? You would have been able to play there. That place is closed now, isn't it? Frankie's is no more.
It was announced it was closing, and then we got given the show, and now I haven't honestly heard much after that. But dude, that was going to be a show. We had Alienist, Teeth, and Karma on that show, man. It was going to be big.
Oh, that's no good. 'Cause
But that it hasn't been cancelled yet. It's purely postponed.
that's good.
And we
Man,
don't
keep
know
that
exactly
faith.
when.
Keep that faith.
Yeah, like we know Frankie's is closing for good eventually, but we don't know when.
Well, who knows, man? Like I said, after COVID, people might just be
Could
like,
be pushed back. Like,
It's
I
a
don't know.
government project. It's going to
It
get
could-
pushed back.
"Oh, exactly. And then you guys can play Frankie's Pizza and get one last show out there before the place.
First
I can't
and
believe
last show
I
there,
can't believe
yeah.
they're gonna fucking close that place.
Bro, it's heartbreaking. The amount of good nights I've had there.
But that's, yeah.
Well, it's
Like
like
you were saying about the amount of bands that'll come out of this COVID stuff, it's the amount of venues that'll come out of this stuff. Like,
Mate,
you know,
100%.
like
That's gonna be the hardest part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's horrible.
it'll be Heartbreak City over here.
See, I'm gonna sound like an old fart now, and if anyone is a metalhead in the chat that probably roughly around their mid-30s would remember back in the day, we used to have this place called Club Blink, and Club Blink was just see, you guys are just like, what the look at them, look at the three of them. I'm gonna
That's not even-
look at them. See the three of them. They got no fucking idea what I'm talking about. I'm old.
What?
Yeah. Club Blink was a place where metalheads used to congregate and talk and associate and listen to heavy metal music on a Friday and Saturday night in King's Cross before it got shit. And they used to have live bands there, and oh mate, it was like, I guess it was essentially Mecca. It was like the Mecca for metalheads every Friday and Saturday night, and we'd rock up there and you just drink and listen, and you'd walk out of there at like 5 o'clock in the morning and the sun would be coming up, and it was a culture. And what kills me is they're getting rid of places like that, and Frankie's Pizza eventually took that over.
Yeah.
Well, it was. I suppose you had Hot Damn.
Yeah, and that
No
would,
AMPM.
as well.
Yeah.
see, that's you guys.
Yeah.
Like Hot Damn is what took over Blink.
Yeah.
So it was like
Right,
Club,
okay.
Club Blink, and then Hot Damn came along, and then what? Hot Damn was no more,
Yeah,
and
Hot
then
Damn's gone.
then Frankie's Pizza came along.
And we got AMPM as well at Burdekin.
Oh, okay, there you
That's
go.
not- well, that
See, I'm
was
old.
doing really well.
Well,
so
AMPM is still run by the same people from Hot Damn. So
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning about the scene again. I have no idea about any of this stuff anymore.
Hey, bro, you're not that old. It's alright, man.
I'm not that old, but I have kids and I can't go out as often.
But it just goes to show how quick things change, sort of thing.
And then, and then when I do go out, I go out with Jordan, and I don't remember much about the day.
He's a weapon, that one.
He is, man. He's an absolute animal. I love him.
oh, Jordan.
Dude, whoever sees Jordan first out of you three boys, give him a big kiss for me.
From Papa Beneke.
100%.
Oh, we went to that. What did we go to? We went to that 100 radio freaking thing over at
Hardest 100. for
Oh,
the middle.
dude, I remember.
Hardest
because
100. Hardest 100. Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
Snapchats from Jordan, and he just casually sends me a Snapchat of him, like a video of him and Ryan from Polaris. He's like, "Look who it is!" Oh my! He was off his face. Like he barely even remembers sending me Snapchats. But
Yeah,
You know,
both of us don't remember going home that night. I woke up on the train and had to walk home. Yeah, there you go, Jordan. Yeah, the boys. He just chatted. He just
Oh, he's
posted.
finally in the chat.
Yeah, how you going, Jordan?
Jordan knew
That
what.
man is literally like the biggest fan. When he's at a show, doesn't even matter if anyone's really getting into it. He will be the man up front, pointing and yelling at me, like in my face.
Yes, he's always good for that.
He's guaranteed a mic grab from me.
Oh yeah, he's
Every
candidate mic grab first every time.
Well, it's always good when you have someone that knows the words other than you, man. It means you're doing your work properly.
Yeah, that's right.
Nah, Mum sings along, doesn't she, Luke?
Yeah, my mum and my wife came along to the show. They were singing along.
Yeah, my mum used to come to my shows.
Yeah, bro, they got to support.
Yeah.
Bro, they throw down in the pit.
Yeah,
Dude,
bro, they
100%.
they were swinging their arms. They were doing something. It was great.
Mate, Jordan says, "Love you all. Tell them to release it. Yeah, tell them to release their new song already. I think he wants you to release your new song, man. And he wants and he wants a feature in it,
Oh, he can feature on our music anytime he wants. He knows that.
Hey,
mate.
bro, Jordan, we've got merch coming, bro. Don't worry.
Oh, awesome! When you get merch, I want some, and it's going on that wall right behind me. I'm going to turn that into my Aussie merch wall.
I'll sell
Dude.
it for you, bro. I'll put my blood on it, bro.
The dude we've worked with, Void Creative, is a weapon.
Yeah.
The stuff
Yeah?
we've been handed from him, insane.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
dude, legend. Kyle is
amazing.
a legend.
Oh, he's good, awesome name too. I'd like to just take this opportunity to give a shout out to Paradox Studios for doing that intro. I forgot to do that before. Thank you very much, Zach. I love you, buddy. While we're talking about people doing awesome work, when's the merch releasing? When did you say, sorry? Is that
Well,
2022
Well,
too, or?
there's no date, but that'll
Okay.
be with our next release.
Mad,
So,
I want to, like I said, I want a poster or a t-shirt. I want one.
Yours.
I want one.
you got anything with your name on it?
Mad. I
Just a DM away.
want to do jerseys. I want to make Beer Buddy jerseys.
Like
Oh,
rugby
epic.
jerseys?
Oh, just like American football jerseys or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're heaps cool.
Yeah.
I don't mind
Dude,
rugby league
when
jerseys,
you
but
get them, if you ever tee them up, they're going on this wall.
yeah, mad.
Right in.
Mad.
Yeah, so my postal address is.
I'm going to get some now. Bugger it. I'll get some
got
made. Oh, this is awesome. I want to know, Brenton, How long have you been playing guitar for? Because a couple of those intros, I don't know who does them, or Riley, there's a lot of finger picking and stuff like that going on.
Yeah, so about guitar. I'm actually a drummer.
Oh!
That's what I play guitar in the band, but that's the instrument that I loved from a kid, and like drums was all I thought about as a
Princeton was a drummer by trade.
teenager. That's how I played the drums on the EP, everything like that. But guitar for me sort of started as a utility sort of thing because I was very interested in audio engineering and writing music from the age of about 13. I guess is the first time I had something to record music with. And yeah, it sort of stemmed from just figuring it out to get what I had in my head onto the recording sort of thing. So it was just nut it out, figure it all out, just
honestly, I don't know how Brenton did it.
Yeah, I don't know how I did it either.
That's because you're an audio engineer. That's because you're an audio engineer by heart. You can just hear it. You can see ease.
Yeah.
Of like you playing guitar, I'm like, Brenton and I grew up together.
Yeah.
Young age. And I just remember him just casually having a guitar. And he's just like, oh yeah, so I'm doing this. And he's like, come up, I've got some recording stuff. And this was back on like, I don't even think we were using a Mac. It was like this old, like,
dirty.
It was a big ass, like those tower computers. And like, I just remember like, Brenton's like, yeah, sick, so I've been doing this. And like, some of the stuff on this EP have actually stemmed from that. But this was years and years ago.
A lot of this music is from when I was figuring out how to play guitar.
Oh, wow.
That comes into me being confused as hell as to how me being a guitarist since like the age of 7, this guy is
Riley's a real guitarist. I'm a guitarist by utility.
And then he picked it
You're
up
a
and
jerk.
he's like, yeah, I wanted to write some music, and he's like, yeah, cool, this is what I've written. I'm like, oh yeah, no worries. And then it's just this. I'm like, what the heck?
No, I've met a couple of people like that in my lifetime where they're like, oh yeah, I'm a drummer. It's like, oh, can I just have a go at your guitar? And it's like, oh, you're better than me, and you're a drummer.
Oh, dude, like if you were at a party and there was an acoustic guitar, I'm not touching it. I couldn't play anything other than Weightless' music to save my life.
Play Wonderwall. Play Wonderwall. Jordan will sing it. Play Wonderwall. Jordan will sing it.
Don't know how to play Wonderwall. Don't know how to play Wonderwall.
You got to learn. Just everyone. I don't know how to play it, but
No.
just
That's one thing. No, no, never.
That's the
I've
one
been
rule. Don't break the rule.
Long time. I will vow to never learn Wonderwall.
I guess it's like
Well,
the equivalent of Stairway to Heaven.
Riley, we're covering it, bro, didn't you hear?
Oh, that's opening song of the next set.
Yeah, come on, man. Really?
No.
See, Riley's the guy who, like, you know, he plays gigs at like weddings and functions and stuff.
Oh, really?
This man can play some country music, bro.
Oh, nice. And Riley, so you said you've been playing since you were 7. What training have you had?
Yeah, this will be a more interesting guitar story than mine.
I mean, it's still not even that interesting. None.
Oh, really? So you've actually had no proper training. You just like got a guitar when you were 7 and just practiced the shit out of it.
So music is like a big thing in my family. It's all through the generations.
Oh, that's good.
So I just remember I don't remember a time without a guitar in hand. I just remember basically having one since the age of, as far as I can remember to now. And I don't know, it's just a natural thing.
No, it'd be
And
more
then
odd
I
if you
just-
didn't have one.
Yeah, exactly. So like I don't know, I just remember growing up and just watching YouTube videos, or like just knowing the chords somehow.
Oh, so you got one of those musical ears too. So you're a
That's
jerk
the
as
thing,
well.
Like before I was friends with Riley, I knew him as the kid that could play acoustic guitar and sing, sort of thing. So
Oh, wow.
it's pretty much his DNA, sort of thing.
That's mad. So you've always had that. And Luke, you said that you sung a lot of that stuff on the EP, man. You got a really, really good voice. Have you had any training?
Bro, I've had no training whatsoever.
You
Apart from
luck.
Mirror Man.
You guys are jerks. You guys are all
Apart from
jerks.
literally like getting home from school.
Naturally talented.
And literally just like putting on, I don't know, back in the day I was listening to heaps of Devil Wears Prada, so I chuck in Devil Wears Prada and I just try and emulate his scream and I just practice at that. And then, I don't know, one day I just was like, oh, I'm going to keep singing. I just started singing and I was like, oh, I actually don't think I sound too bad, I guess. But realistically, We tracked that stuff on the EP. That was all me. But Riley's the man who sings it live. Just because, bro, singing and screaming live is just.
You can do it.
Well,
I should
well,
do
the-
it. You can
to
do
throw
it.
Luke under the bus and compliment him at the same time. When Weightless started rehearsing pretty much every week, he'd blow out his voice every time. But now he's got his technique. So
He's
Okay.
mastered it.
yeah, he's figured it out.
My-
He's got it down pat, man.
Yeah, so I need to freaking get some lessons because it'd help me heaps. But
Do it. I did it. Best thing I ever did. But I'm going to give you a suggestion. There was an old vocal coach back in the day when I was learning how to do the whole heavy metal thing, and I was trying to refine my craft. And it's called the Zen of Screaming.
oh yeah, bro, Melissa Cross.
Oh, okay, sweet. You're on it. You're on it.
Yeah.
Good man. Good man. I don't need to tell you anything then.
Like she's taught everyone how to scream.
Even
Oh,
I know
yeah.
about her.
Oh, there you
They're
go.
literally- Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good that is still going. I didn't think that was still be a thing, but that's mad that that's still going. But as far as the singing thing goes, just it's all about breathing technique, and that's the, when I got my lessons, yeah, and going through scales. Go through scales.
Well, these boys, every rehearsal, are huge on their warm-ups.
Oh,
Like,
good.
They'll like, I'll be setting up, they'll warm up for half an hour, just going through it all together.
Yeah, bro, it's all a lot of just a whole lot of that. It's just
Bubbles.
yeah,
I hate
yeah.
bubbles.
You even get physical with it. I see
Don't.
you on the floor doing weird sit-up things.
I hate
Yous are all
bubbles.
over it.
I hated the
We'll do like
bubbles.
core exercises,
We
diaphragm
literally do
exercises.
core
Oh man, that's it. You're sorted. No wonder you sound so good, and you can do it straight away. You know it all, mate. That's good.
I think Luke and I's favorite one is the Goog.
I hate goo 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 goo.
Goo 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 goo.
I hate it. I hate him. That's why I'll just do this now. I'll just sit around and talk to people about doing it.
That's why
Yeah,
I
I
play
think-
guitar. Yeah.
Warm-ups is
I can imagine why you gave up drums, mate. Fuck lugging all that shit
Oh,
around.
dude, yeah. Like, I played drums in bands for so many years. So many years of driving all over the place. Being the first one there, last one to leave. Setting up for, like, 20 minutes every time. Guitar, in and out. Done.
Well, especially if you guys do the whole computer stuff now. Do you guys still do amps, or do you guys do everything MIDI controllers and
We've never played through a real amp.
No, that's
Like,
like
we have-
to me.
we
To
have
I'm not. Don't want to say it, but to me, that's fucking sacrilege.
That's what I love. Is like, because when I'm trying to like learn all this stuff, there's so many debates of like, is this? Is that good? Is that bad? Will this ever beat this? It's like, to me, it does what I need, so I don't care.
Oh man, like, you know what? More power to you, because we used to have to go through the whole thing because we used to use the valve estate amps. So
Yeah.
you used to throw your amps up there, and it's like, oh, you got to make sure your amps on an hour beforehand, so the valves are nice and hot. So when you walk up there, everything's like you don't have
Dude,
that.
if someone
the volume
touched your
spikes.
knob,
Oh man,
dead.
it's the only time you don't want anyone to fucking touch your knob.
Oh no.
Yes, bro.
Every other time, it's like just go for it. But yeah, just don't touch that knob.
Yeah.
Don't touch that, no.
But that's what I mean though by like utility guitar. That's it. I don't care much about anything about it other than can I make the song.
That's mad. That's a really good outlook to take. But one thing that scares me is what happens if like the computer goes boom.
Oh, bro, great question.
Well, we've had that happen plenty of times in rehearsal. No on-stage slip-ups, but we've all been
Touch wood.
talking, and we have found more stable system that hopefully by the next time we get to play live, we can actually use.
That's
which is-
awesome.
We eliminate the computer, everything like that, but it's still all sort of digital realm.
So MIDI
is
DIs
good,
and
Oh yeah, so all still MIDI, but we will own a product, hopefully the somatic audio sort of stuff that pretty much is the brain of everything that replaces the laptop. So
very good.
yeah,
Very good. Well, mate, you got to keep on top of that technology, because at the end of the day, it's going to make your life a lot like a lot easier, and
Oh, you
the
don't even
less
know.
you're the less you're carrying around,
Oh,
the further you can go. I mean,
That's
it's
what I
going to
mean,
cost
it's
you
like,
less.
yeah.
It's going to cost you less to get places. It's less shit to worry about. I mean, when we used to have to go, like even when we went to Canberra, we used to get a mate's trailer that was fully enclosed, have to lock it all up, park at the hotel, make sure we parked it right out the front of the motel room and shit like that, and you'd be worried about it all fucking night because you just hear these horror stories of people shit getting stolen all the fucking time.
Hey, the weightless rig can fit in the Mazda 3.
Now,
My mic, we're good.
now all you need is just throw everything on a drum machine and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Jay, are you guys actually thinking about going down that prospect? Because
No.
respect, man. No, respect, because you hear about. I see some bands doing it. I've seen, I think, one or two in my lifetime doing it. Really, I can't really say some.
Yeah.
But
I've heard stories about them.
yeah,
honestly,
well, mate. At the end of the day, you don't have to worry about the drummer fucking up, do you?
Well, I think that sort of discussion was cut by me having been a drummer, sort of thing. So it was like me coming from that world. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that sort of thing.
And like, I guess a big thing about it for me was like, I was thinking about not having a drummer. It's like when I go to a show, I don't know if like, being a musician, I like to watch like the core instruments of the band. Like, I will watch the drummer and I will study what he's doing and find it interesting how he does things. Same with the guitarist, same with the vocalist. Like,
I can't jump off a kick drum if it's not there.
Well, you need it. You need that.
too.
Yeah. I don't know. Drummers are special. Good drummers are really special.
Yeah, 100%.
They're rare, but when you get the right one, dude, it's on.
What we used to say back, well, not back in the day, still say it now, is good drummer was rare as rocking horse shit.
Well,
Yep.
to add on to that, many big people like Foo Fighters, everything like that, they always testify by it. If your drummer's shit, your band's shit.
Well, yeah, they're the heart and soul of the band at the end of the day.
I would agree.
It's like the aesthetic of it. It's how they move. It's such a big thing. Like Riley was saying, it's like I'm entertained by watching people on stage.
Yeah. I love watching a good drummer. Watching a good drummer.
100%.
It's like that Matt Halpin. I think it's Matt Halpin from Periphery. Oh my god, man, that guy is just an artist.
Weapon.
Absolute artist. And
But some of these drummers nowadays are just far beyond anything I could ever imagine.
It's insane.
Possible.
well, they've taken it to a whole other
Yeah.
level, haven't they?
Oh, like this kid Luke Holland, man, so young, so
Luke
talented.
Holland.
No.
He's in a
He's
whole
really
other
young.
ball game.
Oh,
He was really young when
he was young when I
released all
first
those
came
albums.
across him. Yeah.
Yeah, and now he's like old, but still freak. Like,
Well, they only get better with age, isn't it?
Yeah. More practice.
Especially when they're running drum clinics and stuff like
Oh.
that. Like look at Misha Barton. Like
Yeah.
we'll just bring up Periphery again. Misha is just
Yeah.
like a
Misha is a god.
You know what? I saw them the first time at what's that? What's that place in Petersham?
I haven't been able to see him yet.
I've seen him twice.
neither.
I've managed to see him twice, and they played at a really small venue. I can't remember what it was called. I can't remember what it was called. But even after the show, man, they packed up all their own shit,
Well,
and
yeah.
and they were happy to just stand around and talk to everyone and talk gear after the show. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of
what
interviews
you
with
want.
them, and dude, their work ethic is insane. Like, they're all about it. Like, they'll do everything and anything they can by themselves. Like, everything they can possibly... Like, they're their own managers, everything like that. If they can do it, they'll do it.
That's the best way to be.
Or if they can't, they'll figure it out, sort of thing.
That's the best way to be. That's the best way to be, especially now with the technology. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, you don't need to record in this big fancy acoustic room anymore. You just like plug straight in and set your knobs, and you can digitally enhance the room space,
Yeah.
the space of the room,
Yeah.
to make it sound like whatever you want. So, are you guys thinking about sort of working down that path, Brenton? You were saying you have sort of a producer background. Have you thought about sort of taking that step and sort of trying to bring out more and keep it more cost effective over the long run?
Yeah, well, zero accolades to my name musically, like producers wise or anything like that. But well, yeah, pretty much. So, Weightless, this is music started and was just formed out of my bedroom, like a guitar, an interface, a computer. That's it. And then when we recorded Turn the Page, I was sort of caught up in this thinking of how old band, not old, but the classic bands would do it, like real drums, like everything like that has to be real stuff. All this fake crap, it has to be real drums, real bass, real guitar, everything like that. So Turn the Page was done that way, and it turned out perfectly. But moving forward, I think we're gonna move to a more cost-effective in a way, but more of a practical and just the best for us with using, I guess, maximizing our time, money, and effectiveness with getting stuff done with moving to the digital realm of drums, bass, and stuff like that.
Because, mate, there's so many people out there who are making records that are entirely done, like, on the computer. Like, there's no
Some of
reason
them
why
never
you
touch an
can't.
instrument. Like,
Yeah, so it's like there's no reason why you can't. Like, I'm sure people would be absolutely shocked, especially within the heavy music scene, what songs, what albums have been made that are all digital. Like, I know that like the first Knocked Loose EP, that was all MIDI, and it sounds like they recorded in like a real shabby studio, which was the sound. Like that's what they wanted.
yeah.
And it's like you'll never be able to tell. Like who else did it? Like Dealer.
Oh, Dealer.
So many.
But like, I guess that also is now like adding another realm to the audio engineer, producer, mixer sort of stuff, because it's like you have to master the craft of recording real drums. Now it's you have to figure out and be the master of making these fake things become real. So that's a whole nother thing in itself, which the people we are working with are masters of.
Man,
And like, I don't want to necessarily take away from like the actual aspect of doing it in a real studio. Like if we had the money to, and if we had like the time.
Yeah.
Like if we could go there and spend. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. We are doing it in a real studio, but it's just not even like we're utilizing every aspect of our producer at the moment, and like if he can do things that make it sound just as good, if not better, but it's a shortcut, why not?
Well, it's like we're writing music, so it's like our producer will be like, I think the drum should do this. Couple of clicks, done. Nobody has to like spend hours trying to re-record that sort of thing. It's there.
and that's what it is. It's all going to be about time management, money management, and I used to have a problem with it, but now I do not have a problem with it anymore, especially with the way, after the amount of money spent, if you could do it all at home, and especially now with the compression rates out of like Spotify and YouTube and shit like that. I mean, it's like it gets mastered for you for free.
Yeah, and there's the whole loudness battle that happened with mastering and stuff like that. So,
All right, Jordan. Jordan has suggested that we all scull a drink.
Well, I've already finished my damn beer. I don't have any
No,
drink.
I haven't got much left, mate.
Got about half
I'll
left on
scull
that.
that. I'll scull that. I'll scull my half.
half.
All right, we'll all scull it. We'll all scull it for Jordan.
Alright, cheers, boys.
Cheers.
to Jordan.
To Jordan.
To Jordan. To Jordan.
There wasn't really much left for me. That was for you, Jordy.
That was for you, Jordan. Love you, bud.
Love you, Jordan.
So I'm finding this very interesting because what we used to do, we'll have a break in 2 more minutes. I just want to ask you this quick question because I need to take a leak as well, really badly. Teeth are swimming. It's what happens when you get old. So when we used to record, we used to do the whole pre-production thing in the bedroom and stuff like that. And I haven't got one of these super trained ears and shit like that. I'm slowly but surely going very fucking deaf. And I love it because eventually one day when my wife's going off at me, I'll just be able to shut off the...
Just wait till the Tinder just kicked
Just
in, mate.
oh, bro, that's already started. That's started. It comes and goes at the moment. It's shit. I really wish I wore headphone like earplugs at all my shows, man.
Yeah.
Because Tinnitus is an arsehole. Like I'll be standing my one, what I've got. I'll just be standing there and out of nowhere I'll just get a humming in my ears and it's just crap.
I don't think I could cope with that.
Wear earplugs. Honestly, you guys are still young. Just wear earplugs.
We do.
Yeah, good.
Always, bro.
My father-in-law's getting it now, and now it's just he has to get a radio in his bedroom just for white noise. It's just I couldn't. It's so shit.
Oh.
It's so shit. But
Couldn't do it.
what the fuck was I going to say? Yeah, so we used to do the whole pre-production thing, like the bedroom and stuff like that, and then you got the whole like my ears obviously weren't trained enough with the gear coming out the way that it is. Do you reckon like mastering is really going to be the big factor in stuff getting out now? Because I honestly think mastering is sort of becoming a. I reckon if you can get the initial mix down well enough, I don't think mastering is eventually going to become a thing of the past.
Like, being someone from the generation or scene of music where it's sort of a last priority sort of thing. Like, I know plenty of music that's come out that's literally just come from going to an online website, uploading your mix MP3, it'll spit it back mastered at you, and it goes out and does just as well as any other thousands of dollars mastering will do, sort of thing.
Yeah, I swear mastering's a rip-off. I swear it is. I fucking swear it is.
It was definitely
Yes
an art
and no.
back when everything was sort of a bit rough.
Yeah.
And it was used to clean up and get everything ready for the radio.
Yeah,
but nowadays, it's like...
Guess you could say analog.
Yeah, in the analog era,
Exactly,
I definitely think it
analog,
was a
'cause
thing.
I feel like it was more when mastering was more needed. Like it still can be needed, but it's mainly just because back then everything would go in raw. There wouldn't be much programming to it. It would be analog. So everything would come in raw. You'd record it, send it, master it, get it back. Like
You missed mixing, but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's the most important bit of that.
But it's like, back in the day, if like a mix was done and the master sounded completely different, that's obviously an art of mastering, which was obviously when that was the most important sort of step. But cutting to now, where it's like we have a whole studio on a laptop. It's like,
100%.
what is he gonna do or she gonna do that I can't do in this laptop, sort of thing?
Well, didn't that Garage Band or some shit on Mac have a mastering program where, like you said that before,
Probably,
Brenton, where you just
Probably
uploaded the raw MP3 file or whatever, and it just sat there and compressed the shit out of it for you.
Well, Turn the Page was mixed and mastered by Ben, who was our drummer. Like, it was done in Logic, mixed and mastered. So it wasn't sent off to anyone or anything like that. It was just, yeah.
So, mate, that's what I reckon the game change is going to be now. I reckon you're going to have that one or even two guys in the band that really know that technology side of shit, and that are going to be the deciding factor on not just how good your stuff sounds, but how quick you can get it out there. And that's going to be the big thing once you guys get started again. Because once you guys all get together again, it's just going to be pump the shit out. You guys, the first practice you guys get down to, you guys got to record the shit out of it. You guys got to really just start pumping up everything. Like I was saying before, do a playthrough of your music.
Yeah.
Yeah, just start getting busy on Facebook again.
Well, yeah.
We've definitely got lots in the works.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talking behind the scenes going on between us
And working. We're doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
talking, working. There's a lot of production.
Well, it's got to be done. It's got to be done because I don't
How
want
is it sounding,
I don't
Bruce?
want to see you slow down.
What was that, Luke?
Yeah.
How is it sounding, bro? Because I haven't heard heaps of it. Like, you tried to get me in on Discord when you guys are doing it, but I've been
Yeah, not to sound like me and Riley are dicks or anything, Luke is a busy man. Luke is a
Luke is
busy,
so busy.
He owns his own business. He's killing it.
Oh, really? What do you do, man?
Man, I cut hair, so I'm a barber. I mean,
Ooh.
I'm currently not cutting hair at the moment, but
Beneke and Sons, book your.
Fennec and Son.
You know what?
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna grow my beard out again. And you can fix this. You can fix this shit up.
Dude, a
Luke is
hot
a
towel
wizard.
from Beneke and Sons changed my life.
yeah, baby.
I can agree.
You
Riley
got-
was meant to get a haircut with me, literally the week we locked down.
oh
Yeah,
no!
It's just showing again how
Maybe.
quickly
The day
everything
before.
went to hell.
So the lockdown started like Sunday midnight. I was meant to drive out to Lukey in Mossman.
Mossman.
And get a haircut on Monday. I had hair down to like here at this point. And then
Oh no! Why'd you cut it?
so
Lockdown
so
blues, mate.
halfway through the lockdown, I sent Luke a message and I probably gave him a heart attack and was like, "Hey Luke, I'm gonna cut my own hair."
He left
it
out.
didn't
He
turn out-
rang me 2 seconds before he shaved his head.
I
Why?
FaceTimed Brenton while I was doing it.
You see this? Like, look, that's. Oh, bro! I used to have hair down past my shoulders, and now it's all gone. It's all fucking gone, and I miss
At
it.
least you got a good head shape to be bald, bro.
Well, that's what I had. I just had to find out. I had to find out. Can you imagine if I had this misshaped head? Just be looking at you three guys the whole night.
Coneheads.
Oh man! All right, we're gonna have a quick break. I'm gonna take a leak,
Perfect.
and we'll get mad, and we will get back into this. I'll go to my intermission screen, and we will. unmute everyone, and we're back. Yes, we're back. Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So first of all, Jordan, he's loving the stream. He's top quality, but he's asked
Mate,
Luke.
he's smashing in the chat.
That's awesome. He's asked Luke if he can get a mullet, because he has you see. What did you say? Ask if Luke can do me a mullet, because if so, he has me sold. There you go. Can you do a mullet?
Dude, I'll do him the fattest mullet. I mean, I've got a pretty fat mullet. I'll give him something like that.
Mate, I'm not the biggest fan of the mullet. I think it's just because I can't grow one.
Mate, mullet jealousy is a real thing, bro. Mullet envy, bro.
mullet gels.
It's like beard envy.
That's the thing. I wish I could grow a fat beard.
I can't grow a beard. This is all like bump.
Yeah, I have to trim mine on the odd occasion, but yeah.
I grow a great beard.
So like I was just saying, man, I'm definitely getting out to you guys as soon as you guys get that first show in Sydney. I'm out
We'd
there.
love to have you there.
I'm there. Now, we were just talking about that pretty intro. I can't get over it. It's just so good. I want you to do it more. I want more.
Well, it happens live.
Good.
So,
Good.
there you go.
There's more intros live.
Because you watch me, like, I'll be like, ah. I'll hear it, I'll be like, ah.
Sing every note.
Oh yeah, I'll have a crack. I'll have a crack again.
Well, for the track we haven't released yet, that's got a real intro to that song as well. It's very good.
Luke, you were saying your voice blows out. What do you reckon's is it the singing or the screaming that gets you?
So it used to blow out in practice heaps when I was singing and screaming, just because
Yeah, that was at the start. Of
I was getting too excited. And then even in live shows, if I do sing, I just tend to blow it out because I get too excited, so therefore I end up yelling and I'm not controlling my scream. And then also I just get like, I forget to control it.
Yeah. No, I completely feel you on that one, man. I completely feel you on that. I've been ask the boys, Jordan, ask the boys about the infamous picture of me and Luke at the last gig.
Well, just speaking on singing every note. As we said, Jordan is first up for the mic grab. So our photographer Bree actually caught a snap of Luke in the crowd with Jordan having a mic grab, singing his absolute heart out. So hopefully Riley can find it.
I have this photo somewhere.
It's a hot photo, bro.
Emma Evans says hi, Riley. You're getting a lot of love on this chat, Riley.
Yeah, Riley's a good guy.
Well, it's all the guitar playing.
Yeah, see what happens if you're a real guitar player?
Oh
What
man.
happened?
Here, I'll show the stream if this will work. Let's see. Here it is.
Oh, there you go. It's up there, Jordan.
Jordan, you made it to the stream, buddy. You've made it.
So I'm pretty sure, Luke. Can you confirm? Are you kissing him on the forehead? It looks like you are.
I would have been.
You know what? I'm gonna say yeah.
I'd vote
Good.
yes.
How do you wear a beanie on stage?
Dude, Luke is a god.
I just gotta do it, bro. It's gotta be done.
Man, then again, I was like six ways half pissed and just sweating beer most of the time when I was.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'm sweaty, bro. I'm sweaty when I'm on stage, but
You ever played guitar on stage with sunnies on?
No.
that's right.
My specialty.
Wow. Fuck that. It's already dark enough up there. How do you manage that?
Oh, I don't know if what I'm playing is right.
Look, you're not even like. I could understand if you were like maybe Riley that was playing guitar since you were like 7, and just trying to do it with your eyes closed. But you're just like, no, okay, I'm back.
No, but that's the thing.
He's a jerk.
Brenton, he's a jerk. That's exactly right. He's a jerk. He's picked up a guitar and he was like, yeah, I've been doing this for a long time, but no, he's been doing it for, I don't know what, 2 years.
Emma Evans, thank you for the subscription. It says it's easy. Is it really that easy, Emma, to play guitar? I
mean, You want to know a cheat? You just look down and you're not looking through the sunnies.
Oh, you look at those you look at those little dots on the on the neck of the guitar, don't you?
Mate,
I think it helps that Brenton wrote the riffs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're
That's
cheating. You're cheating. Oh, Emma's asked if we can have a demo.
Oh, you don't want a demo, man. Ooh.
No. He already said no acoustic stuff. He doesn't touch acoustic guitar.
That's the thing, yeah. Just if it's not a song that I've written, no chance.
Well, man, I'm gonna give you a little. I'm gonna give you a solid tip, and Sienna Davis from Crave will she said the exact same line, and my dad told me this line when I was younger. If the riff sounds good on the acoustic guitar, it's gonna sound fucking twice as good on the fucking electric once you have it distorted.
I don't own an acoustic guitar.
Oh,
Actually, you've got my acoustic guitar there. So.
yeah, but he doesn't know how to play it.
It's an E standard. What am I supposed to do?
Well, what am I meant to do with this ancient thing? Where do you plug it into? Where's the
It's
MIDI?
analog, bro. It's analog. He doesn't know how to work.
Analog.
Big hole in the middle. He's like,
I've never thought of an acoustic
Man,
analog before.
Emma Evans says she plays bass guitar in a beanie and sunglasses.
And we'd have to see proof.
Don't you
Well,
don't
that's
you
what I
people
do,
feel
so,
lights
yeah.
like the heat coming from those stage lights?
No, bro,
Like,
Well, my
Bro,
trick
Ashton's
is I use
pain,
it to
bro.
hide.
yeah, I admit, like the furthest I'd go, like I used to play in a pair of overalls with the fucking Ghostbusters logo on the back.
Oh,
Oh hell yeah!
But underneath that, I had like underwear. That was it, because the shit was too fucking hot. And then I think back to like Slipknot and shit, and they do that shit in masks, like under all those. Oh, Jesus Christ! I could not do a show in a beanie. I could not do a show in a beanie. No
bro,
fucking
bro.
way.
hey, Luke and I are king of beanie turtlenecks. Aren't we?
See, that's the thing. I don't know how they do it because I'm on your page here, Kyle. I
bro,
wore.
you're wearing a windbreaker.
I
Yeah,
was about
but
to
he
say
switched to a t-shirt after that.
Okay.
Very
wore a
quickly
windbreaker.
after.
Do-
I wore a windbreaker. Yes.
Did
I
you
wore
young
nothing
people-
underneath and tied.
Did you young people miss out on your body thermometer?
Yeah, man.
Because
Well, I don't
I see it.
exercise,
I
so
see it
that's my
all the
exercise.
time. I see it all the time. It's like you see all these new hardcore bands and all these new metal bands, and they're like in windbreakers and big jumpers and shit like that and beanies, and I'm just like, am I missing something here? Is it not fucking hot up? Are they using LED lights or some shit now? Did I miss something? Like, what the fuck
Well,
happened?
actually, to double back to another topic about how sort of relevancy and sort of that sort of things change, I feel like aesthetic is a huge thing now with bands.
That's a massive thing.
Like the band Ocean Grove from Melbourne. I remember I saw them back when they supported the Equinox tour up at the Big Top, and I was hooked on that band purely just based on their aesthetic. Like they were all dressed
I do remember.
insanely. The music was amazing, but it was just like I was hooked by the visual of it all. So it was sort of like that was a very big awakening in my life at that point, to be like a lot of bands sort of first initial capture to what a lot of an audience is the aesthetic of it all.
Because like it's a performance, right?
Yeah.
It's not just audio and like it's not just the sonic part of it; it's the visual part of it, right?
100%. Like
It's-
you wouldn't go and watch a band stand there in like I don't know, boring ass clothes, staying there, not moving, just looking at their instruments.
No,
the
no,
whole
no,
time,
no,
like-
no. See, I get that, but see, like, you know, like King Parrot. See,
Yeah,
I'm not the biggest King Parrot fan, but those guys come out in like footy shorts and board shorts and no t-shirts, and I'm like,
And that's their look.
and no, but
But that's their look.
but it looks
You know
so
it's
fucking
that.
comfortable.
But that's what you know.
I
them
ain't
for.
sweating a drop.
Maybe we should get like some big W calls, boys. Maybe we should really like go the opposite way and get like
Oh
a
no,
white t-shirt,
Go to-
and, like a hot tuna t-shirt and stuff like that, and some big fat Etnies shoes.
go to Kmart and get those shitty cliche Beatles t-shirts and the Nirvana t-shirts and shit like that. You know how like most of those 10-year-olds that are getting them is like, you don't even know what the fuck that is, do you?
Somehow
Yeah,
they
well,
got
bro.
them licensed.
Yeah, bro, we'll go to JJ's and get like those typical young person t-shirts, which is like has a really quirky and weird quote on there.
Listen here,
Let's get
JJ is my corporate sponsor. and Etnies, I fucking love Etnies, so back off. I'm that person that still wears the shorts below their knees and
Yes, bro.
skate shoes
The
and
jorts.
Are
yeah.
you talking like an SMP belt that has like, it's like a fabric belt that like pull down
I got.
when you pull through like the
You-
little thingy?
You know what's so funny? I'm wearing the fucking thing right now.
No way.
It's got a bottle opener on it.
It's got a bottle opener on it.
But I know you, bro, and I love it. Never change.
That is so fucking good. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh mate. Emma, you're what? International? You're an international ice skater. That is a fucking flex. Jordan.
What is it?
Emma is an international ice skating champion. Emma Evans.
Well, to touch on this, Riley and I literally had a discussion about a week ago about how I've never ice skated or even roller skated. To say, like,
Dude,
never.
this is insane.
Oh. Are you serious? Dude?
Never put on a pair of skates or a pair of rollerblades. None.
Bro,
I don't
you
know how
know
he
I
got
play
away with
ice
it.
hockey, bro.
You used to play ice hockey?
Yeah, I play ice hockey, bro. You're
You-
gonna have to come watch me.
I'm going
have to
to.
come
That's
get me
mad. That's mad.
Yeah.
That's mad. Ice hockey is expensive, isn't it? That's a very expensive sport.
It's rough.
Very violent.
Bro, I'll tell you what, freaking
rough.
getting all the gear is not cheap. But once you've got it, yeah, I mean, it lasts you a long time, I suppose.
See, that's alright.
I mean, it's always very expensive.
Do you feel heaps stronger? Like, do you feel like, oh, I've got all this padding on, I'm
You
gonna
feel like a
fuck
man.
some shit
Yeah, I
up?
don't know how that works.
You know what you feel like? Like you're a gladiator just about to step out in the arena, bro. Like you're suited up and like, I've got my armor on. Yeah, let's go hard. You feel indestructible. It's good. It's a very good feeling.
That's
It's like for like
mad.
American football players as well, you know, you get the freaking body armor on, you're like, you know?
Oh, Emma's asked, what rink do you play at, Luke?
I play at Canterbury.
Canterbury. Oh, that place is still open? That's mad.
Yeah, man. Canterbury's still going. So
Oh.
I sometimes play at Macquarie, but yeah, majority of the time it's Canterbury.
Yeah, that's mad. That's mad. I've never been to ice hockey. I'm going to come out and watch once COVID's over. I want to do
Oh,
lots
man.
once COVID's over. I'm going to take my daughter out and we'll come watch people get hurt.
Yeah, bro, I'll give you a puck as a present.
Mad.
Dude.
I want a tooth lodged in it.
Luke has a gold tooth, actually.
I'm not wearing it right now.
Is
but
that from ice hockey?
Nah, he's got
No, it's like a grill.
Oh man, I hope like I don't want you to get into a fight or anything like that. That's not cool. But I hope if you ever got into a fight and you had your gold tooth in, you'd be like popping that thing out, going, hold my tooth, hold my tooth.
what tooth? I got to scream.
Yeah, that's it. No man, if he hits me too hard, that's the tooth's worth too much money.
I go to
Oh,
man.
it's mad.
Oh, there you go. She skated there. You look familiar.
Who
Sorry,
could forget Luke's face? Who could forget it?
Well, I'll see her
This is
again.
true.
Another way of saying that is what a fucking head.
Well, there
It's
is
like-
there's a general consensus that Luke is the sexiest human being alive. So.
Well, that's why he's the front man, isn't it? He's like
That's what
you
I
got to
mean,
jagger,
yeah.
you got to jagger that
Exactly
shit.
right.
Bro, incorrect.
100%.
I'd say the most sexiest boys alive are the two youngest guys in the band, and that is Riley and Brent.
Age before beauty, my friend. Age before beauty.
On the-
That's all you got to remember. It's all good. It's not that you're older. You're just a bit more mature.
Mature.
Mature. You got
Well, I got
to
some
say it
grays on
properly.
I got some greys coming through, bro. I'm getting old.
Oh man, I got. Wait till you have kids. Watch how much critical they go through.
It's stress, mate. It's like, you know, having my employees, that's enough stress. That's why I've got greys.
Well, that'd be hard, man. Managing people. How do you actually find the balance of that? Running a business and doing a band.
He does really well.
I don't know how I do it, but it's just, you got to be freaking ready to. You got to be ready to have a very packed schedule. Let's just say that.
I feel
Well,
like Luke,
Luke, to speak on your behalf, sorry, I was going to say priorities are a huge thing to be able to manage a schedule like Luke's.
So actually, obviously you're managing people, so managing yourself at the same time would be a big thing.
Oh, 100%, bro. End of the day, it's like I've got like obviously business. I got the work, like I got my business to take care of. I got the employees there. I got the band. Like I try and get to the gym 5 days a week. I got a wife. Like I got to make time to see her. I got to see my mates. I got church stuff as well. So it's like it's a busy dude.
Oh man, so you managed to keep the religious side of it too.
Yeah, bro.
Man, that's a big commitment. That's a big commitment.
Yeah, so it's just every day.
Yeah, actually, to sort of calm the waters on some things in a very broad perspective, Luke is obviously very religious, and myself and Riley are not. So, in a very political realm or whatever like that, and obviously the two worlds can coexist. So,
it's all about having respect for what gets you through the day.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Luke has taught us so many things within our own lives that sort of relate to his world of things and stuff like that.
You're making me sound like Gandhi, bro.
Well, you are to me, mate.
Gandhi,
You are Gandhi to me.
Well, at the end of the day, it's like, mate. I think within the music sort of realm and like this particular subculture and the genre that we play in, I think there is a lot of respect, and I think there is a lot of talk of like whatever your view is, whatever you do in your private life is like completely
100%.
up to you. And so long as you're not like bombarding people with your views or trying to push that on people in any sort of like uncomfortable way, then I think it can work. But I think I suppose growing up in like from my era of music and my era of hardcore and metalcore was like it was very popular to be a Christian band. You got bands like Under Oath, For Today, The Devil Wears Prada, A Plea for Purging, like heaps of these old school like metalcore bands which were like, oh, we're a Christian metalcore band.
I had no fucking idea about that. That is fucking nuts.
And it was a big talking point and almost like created this thing within the music scene internationally, which was like, oh yeah, they're a Christian hardcore band, so like they can almost like get away with anything, and like, oh, they're good dudes, like they would never do anything wrong. But now, as time has gone on, those dudes that were in those bands, like you hear interviews with them, and they're like, man, it was so toxic being labeled as a Christian metalcore band because you put yourself in this small box, and everyone only thought of you as this, and therefore had expectations of you to be only this. And if you did something that didn't match what they thought you were about or what their expectations of you were, it was just super toxic for like their own mental health and then them as a band. Like all those bands suffered. Like all the members of those bands suffered greatly.
Was that? Oh no, go, Brendan.
I was going to say a good example of someone that sort of broke out of that sort of identity was Under Oath. They're now, like they obviously had a rough period and they broke up and stuff like that, but they're back and they're just smashing it. Because they were obviously one of those bands that got labelled with that sort of stuff, but they've sort of worked through it and gotten past it.
Yeah, because it's like, end of the day, their belief doesn't have to be tied to the music they're creating. Like,
exactly, yeah.
Different things, sort of thing, I suppose.
Well, realistically, up until you said something just then, I had no idea about any of that. But that's because I realistically stopped looking into bands.
Yeah, that's another thing, is a lot of people will try and look way too far into a band's identity and stuff like that and just start throwing all these labels and stuff like that.
Oh, 100%.
At the
Like,
band's
it's
music.
never about that at the end of the day.
Well, I think that's more of a younger teenager thing where you're trying to sort of identify yourself and try and find your path into music, I guess, because metal is so broad.
Everyone wants a label on something. Everyone wants a label on something.
Well, man, 100%. But here's the weird thing: when I was growing up, it was like you didn't want to label anyone. Everyone was equal, I guess, in a sense. It was like, but now, I mean, like I guess music-wise, when you were younger, it was like, oh, you're a metalhead, you like rap, you like dance, you like this, you like that sort of stuff. But one thing that was weird, like POD. Do you remember? You remember?
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
that was probably like the most Christian metal band that I remember going around at the time.
Yeah.
And it's weird because metal, I guess, has that connotation of being such antichrist and the dark side of music and stuff like that. I guess when you get heavy metal Christian bands, that's a whole little box that sits really on its own on the shelf over here. And when, I guess, non-Christian metalheads hear about that stuff, they automatically just leave that on the shelf and they're like, okay, I'm not going to listen to that. I was one of them. I'm gonna fully fucking admit to that. Like, you know, but I guess that was being a scene kid and stuff like that, and it's not good. It's not good because
it's no good.
There's obviously the other end. It's like there's probably very Christian people that are doing the exact opposite of what you're saying. Sort of thing.
Well, I guess because the Christians were so against metal for so long, it's just kind of a given that I don't know. I guess it comes with the stereotype. You're a metalhead. It's fuck Christianity. Do you know what I mean? Like, no offense to anyone. Like, but
100%.
when I was sort of growing up with the whole heavy metal thing, that's realistically what it was. There wasn't Christian metal. Christian metal was not a fucking thing.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have necessarily been a thing. It should have been you're a metal band.
Yeah.
And all the members in that band are Christian.
The labels
Like,
of world should never have been separated, sort of thing.
Oh man,
It's
could
like-
not agree more.
It's like we're not a Christian band, but what Weightless has said before to other people, it's like the metal band communities can be put out as these depressing people. They scream, they're yelling about things that make you sad, but it's like that's the thing about Weightless. We've like steered away from that. None of our songs have a sad story to it.
Touch on what you're talking about, Riley, is obviously myself and you and Riley, we all have different beliefs or feelings towards other things or anything like that. The thing we've all agreed on with our lyrics and music and everything like that is we are sort of trying to build a world where mental health is the priority, sort of thing. A lot of our music is about, like, obviously, like, I'll take New Roads for example. The chorus is, "You're not alone, new roads will lead to a better place." Is obviously things suck now, but things will get better and everything won't, like, be bad forever, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's like we're trying to put a positive spin on real life circumstances and scenarios, which may be crap. Because it's like, yeah, there's always going to be crap that happens in life that sucks, but like it's not forever. There is light at the end of the tunnel, sort of thing. And perhaps those things that do suck are making you a better person for later, or like it's a lesson to be learned from something. So we want it to be relatable in terms of like, yeah, man, we go through crap as well. Like, yeah, I may be a really positive person and stuff. We all may be, but like, end of the day, we have freaking crap times too. But that's not to say that
it's just
we
a
can't come out of that.
It's just a chapter.
Yeah,
It's just
Hence
a chapter.
turn the page, mate.
Yeah,
Turn the
and
page.
man, and it's really good that you guys have that outlook, and it's much respect to all of you that you guys can coincide with each other's beliefs and stuff like that, and not fall into the trap of being the typical like heavy metal band. And I guess it's not. I guess it's not what it is anymore, because by the sounds of things, what you guys have spoken about tonight, with the way the scene's gone, and what you guys have walked into, it's evolved a bit more from being this cliquey, I guess, antichrist goth sort of thing, to being, I guess, a bit more of a productive family.
Well, yeah, obviously there's bands that have a much bigger platform to speak to than us, and they obviously are writing music about this sort of stuff, but whether or not the sort of audience they're appealing to is taking that message the way they intended or anything like that, we're sort of here to make sure that that message is getting across, sort of thing.
Good work, man. Good work. And you can listen to your
Exactly
songs.
right,
You do that very, very, very well.
Thank you.
I will say, like, I'm a bit. I guess I'd say I'm agnostic, in the sense that I don't know what's out there. I don't think anything can get produced this perfect, for I guess no good reason. I guess it has to be something out there, but I'm not about to go speaking for it. But much respect for you guys for finding a cohesion to work together and bring out some fucking cracking music.
Thank you,
And the
yeah.
message is
Thanks,
getting
man. We
out there.
appreciate it,
Well,
yeah.
I guess that's also just another testament to it's about the person and not what they think or believe, sort of thing.
Mhm.
Like when I met Luke, had no idea about his sort of like religious background or anything like that.
100%, same here.
Upon
And it should-
finding
and it
out,
doesn't
Didn't
matter.
change a thing. It didn't change a thing. Like I still respected it
doesn't
the
matter.
exact same, and I have.
Well, if
huge
anything,
admiration for him.
his religious experience and the values that he holds through his religion makes him the stand-up person that he is.
I love standing up. It's a great time.
Well, I'm a big fan of a good sit. I'll die in this chair, I think, now.
Yeah, good, bro. You're allowed to.
But nah,
I want beer buddies to go international, bro. That's what I want.
Oh,
man, I'm hoping so. But I'm more than happy just to sit around and talk to local boys like you because it's good to get a bit of insight, not just to not only into what the scene is now, but what the younger people are. The younger people. Fucking listen to me. Listen to me. The younger people. What the younger people are thinking these days. No,
What was
but
it like back in your day?
oh mate, it was cutthroat. But it was very messy. That's probably the one thing that was. I don't know. Is everyone still getting fucking trashed?
Depends.
Like,
Yeah.
do
No.
you mean like their reputation or?
No,
Oh,
just general like I remember sometimes when depending on shows you used to play, it used to be a very messy night in between bands. Like everyone used to be drinking and partying and
Well, to sort of
good times
Touch on
had by
that.
all.
like, I feel like pre-COVID, obviously I can't speak from experience, but a lot of the sort of bands I was listening to, it sort of became very like systematic sort of thing. So it'd be they'd play the show, get in the van, go to the next show sort of thing. So I feel like that sort of world of like partying and all that
Sex,
sort
drug,
of
and
died.
rock and roll.
Yeah, I feel like that sort of died.
Oh no.
With- well, mainly I'm speaking from the metalcore sort of world, but like I feel like it became very
Yeah.
systematic. But from the podcast, interviews, everything I've sort of listened to, I feel like there's sort of a second wave coming of what metalcore and metal world has to sort of offer.
Do you guys listen to
Yeah.
a lot of? See, that's interesting because you guys say like metalcore, and I'm into that band, Wage War.
Oh yeah, yeah. They got
Oh,
some new stuff
Weightless.
coming, man. It's
Yeah.
smashing.
Cannot wait. In all honesty, and I don't like to label bands that I talk to that sound like other things, but if I was going to see you opening for a show, it'd be with Wage War.
Dude, we'd be on it.
You know what I mean? And like, hopefully, if I go international, I can ask him. We'll try and get him on.
Got to stay with Polaris.
Oh man, if I can get Polaris on,
Smack.
fuck that, mate. If anyone's watching out there, share this with Polaris, boys. come on, and I'll attempt to drink fucking so many beers. We'll make a
Case.
mess of the
If he
fucking
gets
night.
Polaris, he drinks the case.
Say it again, Ron.
If he gets Polaris, he drinks a case.
I'll fucking try.
But I want, bro.
Oh man, I won't remember the end of the night, but who gives a shit? Polaris will be on. Fuck me dead. Fuck. What was I saying? Oh god, I can't remember now.
Labeling up.
Yeah. Like I didn't like I don't like to label. You got, but I could see you on a show with Wage War and shit. You were saying like being in that whole metalcore subgenre. When you were sort of doing the shows, did you find that? Are they still doing this whole thing where they just throw metalcore bands on, or like
Well,
new metal bands
it's
on, or
actually-
stoner
it's-
rock, or are they trying to do a mix?
Yeah, because the shows and the bands we've had the opportunity to play with, I feel like I don't want to say the new sort of generation of bands, but the people that we are considering new to the scene and the people we've played with are doing something that I feel is very different and absolutely going to take it over, man.
100%, yeah.
Like we play with the band Vilify, Cascade. Like they're just doing something different that I think is very, very much going to take it all over. Man.
Yeah, they really are.
I'm interested. What's your whole theory? What is going to be okay, so you've talked about Vilified and that. Who was the other one?
Cascade.
Cascade. Vilified and Cascade. What is their X factor? What is that standout X factor that you've noticed that's going to fucking really push it through?
Another one to throw in that we play with is Father Deer Hands, and they also share the same sort of thing, and Singe. Like, they get it, sort of thing. Like, they've seen the scene, they've grew up in it, they've watched the shows, they've played in the bands, they've listened to the music, and they just understand it. And they're just taking it, flipping it on its head, and just smashing it. Honestly, live shows on their records, everything like that.
That's awesome, because it's really funny you said that, because like I'll bring up my stream last night. I had Johan Dano on. And he was talking about, and it's really funny you said that, because what he was talking about was there's writing music and then there's entertainment.
Yeah.
And I've never really, like, that's the first time I've ever really heard it being put like that, because sort of being on the other side of it, writing music, as far as I was concerned, music is entertainment.
Yeah.
But when he actually sort of talked about it in that whole realm of actually going, okay, now hold on a second, because you can have some of the fucking greatest songwriters in the world, but they can be boring as shit.
100%.
And
unfortunately,
he didn't say that. He didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing very, very much, very fucking much. But it sounds like what you're talking about there is a couple of bands that actually get how to do both of them fucking
100%.
properly.
Yeah, and then there's a whole other side that has sort of become very to the forefront of the business side, man. Like, that's a whole new thing. Like, with the sort of money that isn't in music anymore, the managers and all that business sort of side of it has disappeared. So now the bands are having to take that on themselves. And these bands that are in the scene are doing it perfectly. All aspects, everything like that.
they know exactly what they're doing, yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah.
It's because, yeah, like I was saying, I've never really heard it being ever presented like that, and even you guys are talking about it. So you guys obviously are very much in the know of what you guys need to do, and that's and man, that's
we try.
Well, man, that's all you can do. That's all you can do at the end of the day. And excuse me, I want to see is keep going. So what I'm gonna do, what are we gonna do? Fuck, what are we gonna do? We got to get his on. We've got to get his fucking playing shows, and we got to get his doing something quick, man. Like, because literally, I've had your stuff playing in my head the whole night, and I'm just, I'm not complaining. I can't see anyone that would be.
Well,
I can't see anyone that would be.
Yeah, like, I feel like Weightless as a band has been very fortunate and gifted in the sense.
We really have.
But, like, in the sense of social media has sort of been our benefit. Like, as Weightless, we played about 2 shows before the initial wave of COVID sort of put everything on hold. And then in that break, we were gifted the opportunity to actually spend some time and put thought into how we were going to release the music. We released it. We got very overwhelmingly positive feedback and reviews from Triple J on Earth, Triple J, social media, Spotify, Apple Music, everything like that. So we were able to keep going in the social media platforms and online sort of presence. So we were lucky in that sense.
Man, that's and you're just so right. I'm just gonna cut you off. Emma Evans, the music is playing in the background. Has been Weightless all night. You jump on Spotify. You look up Weightless, you'll see these beautiful people's faces. You click on that, you listen to everything you want. I will have, look them up on Facebook. I will have links in the descriptions after the stream. and we're gonna get these guys out there.
Yeah,
Because they need it.
but, like, we're everywhere, man. YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Amazon, everything like that. We're
Mate,
everywhere.
sell it. Now here's a big question. So okay, I'm looking at the basic. Could I be right in saying that Brenton, Riley, and Luke would be the brains trust of Weightless?
Well, that's the thing about it. So what we did a while ago, and like when this all started, we sat back and we said, look, Brenton, you're doing this. This is what your strengths are. Luke, your strengths are this. This is what you will cover. And me, like, I had strengths in certain other areas, so we just went with that. We just shared every way we needed to about the band into everyone's strengths.
Yeah,
and
like-
played it by that.
Like, for myself, I listen to a lot of podcasts and do a lot of research into bands I admire and stuff like that. And it was Josh Smith from Northlane who actually said, like, find your role and your lane in the band and stick to it. So we've sort of tried to implement that as much as we can within our roles in the band, and it's since then everything has been smooth sailing. Since we've all found what we do best in the band, and we stick to it, sort of thing.
Man, that's really good. Because I mean, especially like with Luke running his own business and stuff like that, writing lyrics is fucking hard enough. Mainly, especially because you gotta present yourself as a front man and stuff like that. And
Luckily, Brenton writes. Well, Brenton writes
oh really?
yeah.
Oh,
For the
dude!
first EP,
Oh,
the EP, it was Brenton that wrote the majority of it.
Well,
And then
yeah,
Ben and I came in and like. altered
yeah. To not
it.
undermine Luke or Riley or anything like that, it was because they're both obviously the vocal points of our band. Is I can't stress enough how Turn the Page began as purely a passion project and a hobby of mine.
It literally was in Brenton's bedroom. That he
Yeah,
wrote it.
like it started out as that, but what the end product became was an amalgamation of everyone's influences being involved, sort of thing.
See, I remember, like, probably like 3 years ago, sitting in Brenton's bedroom, just chilling with him while he was writing this EP, which has now become what it is.
that's so mad. That is so fucking cool. I'm gonna make a quick suggestion.
Yeah.
The awesome trio that you have here in the Brains Trust, because from what you've just told me, so Brenton, you've obviously had a lot of influence on what this first EP sounded like pretty much a lot of what's been going on.
Yeah.
But you've obviously had Luke and Riley who have really come in and had good backup. Have you ever thought about maybe just leaving it as a three? Because obviously you can play drums, so look. Let's be serious. We just said it before. Good drummer, rocking horse shit. You know you're a good fucking drummer. Why bother? Unless it's for live stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered just doing it as the three,
Well-
and not really taking that influence in from the other side, sticking with the core that you have here, which obviously works,
Yeah.
and then just getting a couple of mates in here and there just to quickly teach and just do the live stuff with.
Yeah. Well, obviously, from where Weightless started, or even before that, to where it's become now, like before COVID, we were pretty much together every week, sort of thing. So everyone's obviously rubbed off on each other. We've learnt as much as we can about each other. And when it came to the point of sort of becoming to the three of us, that was who was left, sort of deal. There was obviously the overriding pressure of shows on the horizon, like, oh, okay, we have a month to play a show. There was obviously discussions about fail-safe scenarios of, okay, I'll play drums live, Riley, just do what you've been doing, Luke will do vocals, stuff like that. But when we sort of got that stuff sort of hashed out and we have we've had people come in and sort of help us out greatly with getting ready for shows. That obviously haven't happened because of bloody Rona. There was a lot of late night discussions after rehearsals and stuff like that about how Weightless's identity and sort of beliefs and stuff like that would be carried on. And it was very apparent that it was only the sort of three of us that knew what we wanted to do, believed in what we believed, and knew how to do it. So obviously with the three of us being Weightless, that's sort of how things will move forward. With live aspects, it is what it is sort of thing. But obviously with our beliefs, music and everything like that, the Weightless has and will be Luke, Riley and me.
Well, mate, let me tell you something. Perfect outlook to have. Because at the end of the day, you've had at least 5, 6, 7 viewers that have literally hung on every single word tonight. You got me, you got Jordan, and you ain't just got the three of you that believe in you, because I believe in ya, Jordan believed in ya, and obviously a lot of other people, well, the handful of other people, whoever you are, you're all beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. They all believe in you too. And mate, keep it at this. Just get your session musos in. And keep fucking busy. Keep busy, 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 busy. I want to see more. I want to see more. I want to see more.
You will see
I don't know how much more I can explore. Like, I want to see playthroughs. I want to see everything, man.
Trust me, it's all in the works.
Here you go. This is a really good question. Emma Evans, you are just hammering with the questions tonight. Really, really awesome questions. Is there any artist that inspired you guys to start the band? Or mainly Brenton, since I guess you're
I'll give my inspirations to where I started and what I'm inspired by now, and then we'll all have a go, because obviously we're all inspired by different things when it comes to the band. I guess the band that sort of got me into metal was Slipknot.
Yeah.
That was what got me in from a very young age into just the metal world. But bands that inspire me to do what we've been doing and keep going with what we're going is would have to be bands like Void of Vision and just Northland and stuff like that obviously grew up in this scene and are just doing everything they can through every obstacle they've overcome just to become what they've become and keep doing what they're doing.
See, a backup question off that. So, you boys are gonna get your one. Okay. So you've mentioned North Lane like 2 or 3 times now. Is it the fact that they were like the Sydney boys that fucking like broke the fucking Sydney scene in half? Like they busted it. They busted it fucking hard. They put Western Sydney on the fucking map.
Well, to be completely transparent, obviously I'm from a generation that wasn't sort of in that scene at the time. So I have had the benefit of seeing what they've achieved and being able to
from
look
start
back
to finish.
And being able to look back on what they've done and how they've done it. So that's obviously my perspective and stuff like that. So.
You guys ever heard of a band called Jerk?
No.
Okay. I want you to grab a pen and paper. Seriously. Alright, and I want you to write down the band called Jerk, and they're an Aussie band, yeah? And I guess Jerk, for me, is what North Lane is for you guys.
We'd call.
Mate, it is a big call. They made it on fucking Need for Speed Underground.
Oh, okay.
You're done.
Those guys killed it. And Jonathan Devoy, the singer for Jerk, is an absolute fucking master of his craft. Those guys were ahead of their fucking time.
These guys, bro.
Yeah, man. See, you're in the right age, Luke. You're in the right age group, brother.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, Jonathan Devoy's still got such a big influence in the Sydney scene, with especially the older guys and stuff like that. Emma Evans said she believes in you guys too. Man, we all do.
Emma rules.
Thank you.
Yes.
Riley, what are your influences, man? What's what got you here?
Look, I don't want to jump in the bandwagon, but I could have said my main influences and like haven't always will be. It started out with Northlane. Like
That's mad. That's so fucking good to hear. Like, don't be ashamed for jumping on the bandwagon, because I guess the bandwagon equivalent for me and my friends would be like Korn and Deftones and
That's
shit
what I mean,
like that.
Obviously, bands we look up to had bands that they looked up to that thing.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
exactly, yeah.
100%.
See, like, I grew up on like Nirvana and Soundgarden.
Lucky.
So, like, I've always been into like the heavier side of it, even though they can be like the grunge side of things. And then I was lucky enough to grow up in a house that listens to everything. So
That's good, man.
my inspirations come from everywhere.
That's good.
Riley's well versatile with what he
That's good, man. It's very fortunate that you haven't been sort of, I guess, steered into a certain direction and you've had opportunity to grow musically.
I wasn't sheltered at all.
No, that's good. Luke.
Bro, I mean, in terms of inspiration, it's okay. I'll start with inspiration for the band, like what I sort of come to it with. And yeah, Northlane's definitely one of them for sure. In terms of stage presence, how they write music, what the sound is, I think that's the direction that like Weightless sort of like follows loosely. For sure, I think that's our probably main influence, to be honest.
You've also got a very different influence because of vocals and stuff like that.
That's right, yeah. Because I don't write music. I don't know how to write music. I can write lyrics, but generally the boys are writing lyrics when they're writing songs. So it's like, I just get to give it to me, and then I'm like, sweet man, I get to perform. That's rad. So in terms of inspiration for me and like influences for me personally as a vocalist, bro, I mean, I sort of grew up listening to Linkin Park, and then later down the line it was like Slipknot and Lamb of God.
Oh, the cutlet. The lamb cutlet. Oh, man, Randy Blythe is by far one of my favourite fucking singers ever.
Yeah, hectic, eh? So
I just watched
like,
a documentary on that.
yeah, that was like early days for me. That was how I got into the heavy music scene, I suppose. That was my first introduction. So I was like, man, I look up to those guys. I love the visuals that they had. I loved like music videos. I'd watch everything, and like, I'd hang on every word, and I'd look at all their photos and like them playing live at gigs. Being like, I want to look like them, I want to sound like them, I want to behave like them. And then as I like got a little bit older in like mid high school, so I went to a Christian high school, and I was always going to church and stuff like that. So I was sort of lucky in a sense to grow up when that Christian metalcore era was in full bloom. Like, I suppose that is a positive of that Christian metalcore tag, despite it being a negative thing, I think.
Oh man, I'm fucking not gonna lie. Chances are, if you were kicking around when you were like when I was starting out, you just wouldn't have told anyone.
Yeah,
It would have been one of the like, and it's sad. It is sad because fuck, just do your thing. But that's what I appreciate about metal now, is because you don't, when you go into a mosh pit, you go to any show, you automatically have that connection with someone because you're there to see the same shit. But
100%.
sorry, man, keep going.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I
it's
hope
like,
carries on after all this.
yeah, so it's like that introduced me to like Devil Wears Prada, Under Oath, For Today, A Plea for Purging, Confide, like all these bands where I was like, this is like such a hectic, aggressive sound, yet it's so trendy and cool. So for me, inspiration was like looking at these dudes in the music videos and like MySpace photos and stuff of these dudes with like straightened hair and like t-shirts that were too tight and like skinny jeans and stuff. I was like, this is so sick, this is what I love. Like the aesthetic and visualization went so well with like the sonic side of stuff. I was like, this is like the best thing ever. I want to be like these guys, which then led me into learning how to scream and sing. But like, I suppose, long story short, influences for me personally now are guys like, Spencer from Under Oath, as a vocalist, just because he's like mesmerizing to watch on stage. But then with a young, more like excitable and entertaining attitude of like guys like the dudes from like Kublai Khan, You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Honey cut, bro. Honey cut.
Oh.
Yeah, where it's like, or like Knocked Loose, Turnstile. Watching bands like that with so much energy and so much vigor for what they do and passion for what they do, where it's like they can perform so perfectly at a gig, yet like still look so like cool, and still be quite approachable as people as well. Like I love that. So that's my sort of influences.
There's nothing better than a humble frontman.
100%, bro. I love that.
Yeah.
It's like when I met the dude from Kublai Khan, I was like, dude, this guy's the nicest dude ever.
Well, that
We had after a show, and we had he was just humble. He was like, yeah, man. So like, what do you do? You know, there's like this Texan dude who just wanted to know about me, and I was like, bro, I want to know about you. Like, what the heck? You're like freaking my art.
Oh, it's so good, man.
That's the attitude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when he's on stage, he is that front man, and he's got that persona of like, hell yeah, I want to be like him.
That's
what I mean,
so good,
yeah.
man. See, who did I meet? I met Crossfaith.
Oh, yeah.
So I met the singer from Crossfaith because they opened for Periphery.
Oh, big show.
Yeah, at the Petersham Hotel or whatever it was. Like, it was a tiny show. Guy could not speak fucking 5 words of English.
Yeah.
And he stood next to his merch stand and met every single fucking person and attempted to fucking engage with them. He was the nicest guy. And I walked up to him like, hey man, how you go? He's like, I'm gonna try my best. Okay, I like, you like Parkway? And he's like, I fucking love Parkway. But the fact that he stood there and had that engagement and
Yeah.
it just showed how much he cared and it was humbling. And the second time it happened was Volumes? You ever heard of?
Oh,
Yeah, bro.
Okay, you remember how the original 2 singers?
yeah.
So it was the guy with the glasses and the other dude. So I met I met the little Mexican guy, and he was the nicest guy. I'm like, dude, what are you doing standing here selling merch? He's just like, man, I'm humble. I love meeting you people. You guys are the best.
I love that.
And man, he was so nice. He was so nice, and I think bands have stopped losing their big heads about it.
Well, yeah, to continue with what you're saying is like, I feel like a lot of bands that we've either had the opportunity to meet or play with have sort of grew up in a generation of like being thankful for what they've achieved. Not to say anyone before or anything like that was not thankful, but it's like, I feel like it's a sort of disbelief of what's happened.
Yeah, especially now because the internet is brought in such an influx of bands. I mean, you got SoundCloud. Anyone can release anything at any time. I mean, you have a look at Post Malone. Post Malone got found from fucking SoundCloud.
That's what I mean, man. Like,
You know what I mean? Like
realm.
he uploaded his own music onto SoundCloud. Like, let's just put that into a bit of perspective. But Emma Evans, again, if you had any advice for the younger generation, what would it be? Let's hear it, boys.
I guess we'll all go one at a time, dude.
Yeah,
You go first, bro.
age before beauty, my friend Luke.
I just know Luke's very wise, so I think he'd have.
Well, man,
Not very wise.
at the end of the day, I mean, you're the one that's juggling a business and a band. So yeah. What's your modus operandi for day-to-day life?
What is my modus operandi for day-to-day life? That was a good question. I don't know, man. I feel like, for me personally, coming from a perspective of like faith and having a relationship with Jesus, being a Christian, I sort of look at things to be like, all right, what do I prioritize highest, and what comes after each thing? Therefore, what am I going to devote a lot of time to? What do I value? And whatever I value most, that's what I'm going to spend the majority of my time in. So, like, I'll spend a lot of time with my wife, spend a lot of time at work. I suppose taking a positive attitude to, like, treating people around me like family, or treating people how I suppose that I would want to be treated, is a huge thing for me. Like, that's massive. So it's like, even when it comes to shows and stuff like that, like back to talking about like frontmen that I'd sort of look up to, it's like, man, Like those frontmen that are the most humble and the most approachable is like, man, that's what I want to be like. I want to be that person that's just like,
I
you
like
want to
that.
be able to approach me and you want to have a good time with me and stuff like that. So it's like, we're only on this earth for a short time. So what can I do in this short time to better everyone else's experience around me? And how can I sort of like make someone else's day right with just one encounter? Whether that's just like greeting them with excitement or like legit joy and just being excited to meet someone new. Yeah, I suppose that's how I sort of like operate, and that's how I like look at lens. That's like the lens that I look at life through.
Not so much not what you can do for you, but what you can do for the world.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's really good, man. That's really good. That's a good attitude to have, even though in these trying times. Right, who's
I
got
think
next?
Luke just
Yeah.
summed it up. How's anyone? How's anyone to compare?
Hey, how you gonna follow that? How you gonna follow that?
To not step on his toes, but to sort of add more to it. I guess coming from my perspective, I'd say if you believe in anything you're doing, in any sort of aspect, don't rely on the value of others' opinions. Sort of thing. I spent a lot of time, and still subject to it, but relying on what I think other people think of what I'm doing. I'm purely speaking in a music perspective, but in any aspect this applies to.
Well,
But-
music is life for you, isn't it, mate?
Exactly. So I'm in the realm of that. But if it comes to a song I've written, I am still subject to, but don't sort of rely on what you think others think of it or opinions are on it. Obviously, there's constructive criticism and stuff that comes into it, but don't feed off that sort of aspect. If you believe in what you've done and what you are doing, stick to it. Because obviously, if you have the passion for it and the belief in it, there's something to it, obviously. Because to turn the page was forever seeking the approval of everyone on it in its demo format and showing it to so many people, just saying, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? And just stressing over their opinions on it. But in the end, we all came together and just sort of believed in what it was, and it's had a lot of success because of it. Just because we believed in ourselves and what we created, sort of thing.
I like it. I like it.
I love that.
You guys have a lot of respect for your craft, and he's obviously not take it very seriously. Are very connected to what you do, and
Yeah.
and you have a lot of respect for the craft, which
Yeah,
is good.
I think it's obviously have perspective and just listen to those that you feel like can obviously benefit what you are doing.
See, Emma, you're hammering tonight. Emma. Very good. I'm not waving a knife at you. I just have my bottle opener. Shit. It's a bottle opener. If someone gives up something they love, would you tell them? Asking because I need advice, as I just gave up something. I just gave up on something that I love the most.
Yes, because this ties exactly into what I just said. If you believe in something and love what you were doing, do it.
There you go, Emma.
If you're thinking about what others think, or that might have not have been the case, it might have been a case of any other sort of thing, just do it.
I'm gonna weigh in on this one too, Emma. Emma, if I listened to other people telling me to do what other people's advice on the way to live my life, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. Other people will only tell you not to do something because they either A, can't accomplish it themselves, or B, because they don't want to see you accomplish it.
But also, like, there's the saying, you're your own worst enemy. If
You are.
If you're doubting out on yourself, it's only because, obviously, what you're doing has room for doubt.
A
which
true,
means there's room for positive. So
true friend or family will help you either A, find a way to accomplish your goal, or stand by you and watch you fail it to the extent that you give up and you can say that you can't do it anymore. It's up to you. It's up to you whether you do or you don't. No one else should have a say in whether you do or don't.
What's the exact question again? Read it out again.
Okay. If someone gives you something, if someone gives up something they love, what would you tell them? Asking, because I need advice as I just gave up on something that I loved most. So Emma has given up on something that she cares very much about.
It depends.
Why did you give it up?
Yeah, that's what I would ask.
That's
And
the
fact
bottom
is,
line.
you
Did you give it up for you, or did you
Yeah.
give it up for someone or
Exactly,
something?
Yeah, like was it ciggies? Like were you smoking heaps of durries and like?
Yeah. Like if
why
you
you
like,
got
if you love punching darts, I mean punch them, but you're probably gonna fucking get lung cancer.
But if it's like something quite deep and like legit.
Like okay, so Emma said she figure skated before, as I've been reading the chat. If you gave up on, say, something like figure skating, you give up ice skating. Why would you give up ice
there
skating?
you go. You called it.
I called it. Why? Why would you give up ice skating, Emma?
Like, hey, we're not like.
I'm not a psychiatrist. Like, we're not professionals in any way.
We're not
Oh, you guys aren't? What? Oh, yeah.
No, but you know what the big thing is that what I don't think people understand is that when you're in a heavy metal band, you're in a niche market, right? So heavy metal isn't this pop music. So you don't have this. You have like this, yeah? And then when you're in Australia and you play heavy metal, you have like this. You got like that much to fucking work with. Because unfortunately we have like a very small population, and that very small population doesn't like heavy metal. Like a lot of people fucking don't. And like whatever. But if these guys wanted to make money, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. They love what they do. They love what they do. And they don't care whether they play to 5, 10, 500, 10,000 people. They go out and they play their shows when they can again. And they will play to whoever comes to watch. Because, not because they have to, but because they want to and they fucking love it.
To answer, I suppose, a question even is like, look, I'm not an expert, and like I don't like take our advice with a grain of salt here as well. But like,
Luke,
Yeah.
just before you give your advice, she also said, I gave up ice skating, I was put down and work got in the way to help with your imparting of advice. So.
okay. Yeah, I suppose if figure skating is like what you love. Like for me, I love ice hockey. I play it like every year. It's only once a week, so it's not a huge commitment. But I mean, driving out to Canterbury is a bit of a trek from Freshwater. But I wouldn't give it up in a hurry, and it'd take something pretty serious to make me give it up. I suppose it comes down to like, what do you prioritize, and what are those things that genuinely make you happy to do? Are they worth giving up for something else? I suppose you have to weigh that up for yourself. Like if work is getting in the way, is there a way you can still fit in figure skating? Like there's 24 hours in a day. I don't know how many hours a day or how many hours a week you work. Is it much of a priority for you? Like, do
It
you
should only be 8.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Look, I guess it'd be like one of those things. One day a week at the ice rink is better than no days a week at an ice rink.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like we were just talking about a little bit ago, like we was discussing Luke's sort of approach to how he's so busy and he still manages to be in Weightless. He'll tell Weightless, hey, I've got availability to do 1 day a week for rehearsal, and we'll go from there, sort of thing. So you just sort of have to rely on your priorities and stuff like that.
Yeah, whatever you value most, structure that. like prioritize stuff. It's like, right,
Yeah.
first thing first, work come first. Fair enough.
And not
Outside
just that,
stuff-
if someone's putting you down for having a passion, you don't need that kind of negativity in your life.
Yeah, no, bro.
You should only have supportive, structural people around your life, because negative people just don't want to see you succeed.
Yeah, and also it's like, even for us in a band, like, I know that sometimes people have questioned my motives to be in the band. Like, oh, dude, what are you doing that for? Like, you've got a business to run.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but I love this. Like, I'm doing it for me. I'm not trying to get a financial gain out of it. I'm doing it as an
that's the
expression of
thing.
myself, and like also a passion to pursue in like the.
Well, that's the thing about us as a band. Like, we're not in it for any reasons but ourselves. We love it. We do it because we love it. There's
Like-
no other reason. We don't do it for an audience. I mean, obviously we do it for our audience that enjoys it. But we don't do it to gain audience. We don't do it to gain publicity. We do it for
Like-
ourselves and so that it's out there.
Yeah, like we literally put Unsighted, New Roads, and the rest of the EP out purely out of frustration of not having it out. We didn't do it to gain publicity or anything like that. We purely did it out of, we were frustrated with ourselves that this thing we had worked so hard on wasn't out, and we just wanted to try it, sort of thing.
Man, good on you for doing it.
Yeah.
Good on you for doing it. You guys have got a really, really good outlook on the way you guys approach your music, the way you guys approach your brand, which essentially what it is, because
Yeah.
you guys have obviously quite clearly at a very young age worked out the distinction between a brand and music, and in which
Yeah.
case the way they coincide together.
Luke taught us about that.
Man, good. Luke, I actually have a little bit of a question for you, Luke. Like, directly to you.
Yeah.
So you said you've grown up in a Christian household and stuff like that. That's I mean, it's pretty interesting that you've sort of ended up a metalhead. I know you're the older one, sort of in the band. How did growing up in a very Christian household, like we touched on before, it was like heavy metals classes. You know, the cliche that comes along with it.
Of course, bro.
How did your family, I guess, respond when you sort of were listening to this stuff?
So, bro, first album I ever bought was Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory when I was, I think, 8 years old. It just come out, and I was like, begged my parents. I was like, Dad, please take me to Sanity Music because I want to buy it.
Fucking hell!
Yeah,
Does that
so
still
I went-
exist or not?
No, there's one in the Relin.
Wow.
No, that closed down, man. That closed down.
No, there's literally one in the Relin. Did the one in the Relin close down?
Yeah, well, about a couple of months ago, it
Oh,
closed down. Don't know
fuck.
if it was getting renovated or anything like that.
Oh,
but it closed
shit.
down.
Shit.
So,
Luke, carry on.
So I bought that, and my parents were like, I genuinely remember them going like, I don't know if you should be listening to this. This is pretty hectic stuff. And I was like, are you kidding me? I love this. This is great. So ever since I was little, I've always had an affinity and passion for heavier music. I don't know why. My dad's the biggest like 80s pop nerd in the world. Loves George Michael, loves Wham, loves Pet Shop Boys, loves New Order, loves all that stuff. Yeah, I love it. I love it as well. Grew up on this. Anyways,
Hey, George Michael is a bro.
oh, he's the goat.
He's a
the
bro.
goat.
He's a goat.
Anyways, when I first came home in like middle school listening to Slipknot, my parents were really worried about me because they were like, what is this like satanic suicidal music you're listening
Yeah.
to? And so they were like, we don't actually want you listening to this. And my best friend at the time had bought me tickets to go see them in concert. Like, I don't know where it was. My parents stopped me from going.
Fuck.
Heartbroken, bro. Heartbroken. I'll never forget that. But from that point, I made the point to say, I'm never letting this happen again. I was like, Mom and Dad, there is literally nothing you can do to stop me listening to this music. I love this music, and it has nothing to do with my faith. It has nothing to do with like Christianity. It's I enjoy the sound, I enjoy the feeling, I enjoy the passion behind it, and it's not all bad. So I tried to reason with them by showing them, look at this band that my friend showed me. And I hadn't really gotten into them yet. It was Under Oath. And I was like, look at Under Oath. Look at their lyrics. And they're like, oh wow, they're Christian lyrics. And I was like, now listen to the band. And I'd show them, like, see, it's screamo. It's like, you know, heavy metal and stuff. And they were like, oh really? Wow. So it's sort of like, it blew my parents' mind too, because they'd come from this place of like, oh, heavy metal's like evil. And then from that point on, it was always like, dude, I've listened to the heaviest music. Like,
man, that's so good that not only did you manage to, because I've always sort of said, I guess it's a cliche line that I've always sort of like that I'll stick to with heavy metal, is that you never find heavy metal. Heavy metal finds you.
100%.
It's heavy metal isn't a choice. It's a like, because one thing I'll always say about metalheads is metalheads like all music.
Yeah.
Not all musos like metal.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, and the fact that you actually got the opportunity to actually have parents that were reasonable enough, even with your faith, that's much respect to your parents. Like, it's
And honestly, I owe it to that Christian metalcore scene, like those bands who identified, or perhaps their fan base who identified them to be, oh, they're a Christian metalcore. Because then all my friends from church, all my friends from youth group, all my friends from my Christian school in my year were all listening to the same thing once we'd all found it together.
That's so good. That's so good that you managed to find that you find they keep that perfect balance between faith and the faith in the dark arts of heavy metal. Like, you know what I mean? It's so shit. I guess I'm stuck in that sort of cliche back in the day, and
it's such a conservative
so
sort of like, it's such a conservative old school way of thought, because it's like the sound of music, how could that possibly embody evil? Like, it's just creativity in it.
Until you listen to Slayer's "God Hates Us All," but
but
in which case did you know the I can't believe I can't remember his name, but the singer from Slayer, his father's a pastor.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Dude, hectic. That's
Yeah.
cool.
I find it so interesting hearing how it happened with you, Luke. How you went a bit off it. I can't think of any growing up that way in it. Like, I was fortunate enough to have my dad show me bands like Slayer. Like, I grew up listening to that stuff when I was like 8 years old in the car with my dad, just going to the shop. Like,
so funny, bro. Seriously, like, my dad, don't get me wrong, he liked The Offspring. He was like punk, but like when it came to really heavy stuff, he was like, oh, that's bad. But now, due to like me just being a little bit like hurt, I was like, Dad and Mum, like, this is what I'm listening to, and this is what
I am a metalhead.
Well,
I am a metalhead. That is as simple as
Mama
that.
and Papa Beneke, they're at the shows.
Dude, they're at the show.
Yeah.
That's much respect, man. That's
they are.
much respect. That's nothing better to have the supportive parents.
Yeah, I think they realized as well. They were like, man, we sound like the biggest old people right now.
Fuck it, you're fucking good at it, bro.
Yeah.
But
Like, you'd
that's
have
the thing, though,
you'd have to be fucking blind to see that too. You're fucking good at it, dude.
Thanks, bro.
You are.
Man.
Like, bro, like, yeah, I can't. I try, but you good, man. You good. If you can pull that shit off, like, yeah, it doesn't matter if you can't. Your screams are fucking unreal. Your screams are absolutely immaculate. Yeah,
Bro.
yeah. Just keep going, man. Keep going. You obviously got a lot of love and support around you guys, which is really, really good to see.
Which
You
we're
have a good
thankful
support
for,
unit.
yeah.
I think realistically we're just all grateful for where we are, and I think also
100%.
we love music. All three of us just froth on it.
Oh,
Like, we all have different influences, and we all come to bandcraft with different ideas and stuff like that of what we want it to sound like and what we want to do and what we want to embody and what our influences are. At the end of the day, the passion is very real, and it's all very much the same.
yeah. And yeah, I guess we're all just very thankful. We're pretty much thankful for everything that's happened. Pretty much. Like,
Man,
we're beyond disbelief that any sort of recognition we've received.
We deserve it, man. Like I said, like you guys have brought out what the first six, the five, 6 tracks you've released on the EP, and you deserve every single bit. You're dedicated to your craft. You're very meticulous in the way. You can see you're very meticulous in the way that you approach your music. You work well together, and as long as you keep that attitude. And just keep that just post daily on social media, bro. I'm sorry, man. Like that's the one thing. That's the one bit of advice I'm going to give you. Like on Weightless, on your Weightless Facebook page, it doesn't matter whether it's like I just took a 2 kilo shit. Just post something. Just keep the page, because look, at the end of the day, and I'm gonna. It's the same with what I'm doing here, like on YouTube and shit like that. You got to work into an algorithm now.
Yeah.
And it's all about mathematics and working into that algorithm.
Yeah.
And it's shit, but
The way it is.
Exactly. And what you literally hit the nail on the head. It is what it is. And the more you project your life out there, like the more you put yourself out there on the social medias and the Facebooks and the Twitters and all those fucking things, you're gonna work yourself out in the algorithm, and people are gonna see you more, and people are gonna want to see you more.
Yeah.
All right, Emma Evans. Music is my life. I love all music. I grew up with every genre. You're so lucky. But you know what you need to do, Emma? You need to go back to skating. Alright? Don't let people put you down. Fucking go sort it out. Get yourself down to the fucking skate rink.
Get on the ice.
Do all the not. Oh yeah, that. Yeah. Jesus, I was gonna say you shouldn't be giving that advice, man. Ice skating.
Yes, get in the ice rink.
Get in the rink, yeah.
All right, boys.
Get in the rink.
We're gonna call it, but from
Mate,
each one of you guys, I want one. I want one. I want the one-liner. I want the one-liner that all of you guys live by. I want what gets you through. What gets you through every day at the moment. I'm not done. I'm not done yet. That's a good one. I was going to say that was a fucking good one. I'm not done yet.
That is a good one.
Who's got it first? Who's got their massive one-liner?
I feel like Luke will have the first one, so.
I'm thinking so hard right now, and I'm like,
Dude,
I don't.
being put on the spot for a one-liner.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. Like, I ain't here to fuck spiders or... You know.
Oh, man.
Like, I'll get... even something like shitty, like, if you can dream it, you can do it. If you
Where'd you
do,
come up with that?
if you-
No, it came to me.
I'm pretty sure it was a Pixar movie. No, okay. All right, go. Don't give me the one liner. Just give us a nice little
Advice.
yeah, bit of something to go out with.
Give life your all. Done.
See, Riley's on it. Give life your all.
Well, I'll speak from my experience. I'm just gonna say, like, if you love it, like, just don't give up. There's always something that'll surprise you or be around the corner. So just follow it, sort of thing.
That's what I want.
Yeah, I'd say it's not necessarily a one-liner, but I mean, I think humility, gratitude, and persistence are 3 key things that I'd sort of live by,
Mate,
for sure.
don't give me one line, just give me 3 words. That's fucking beautiful, buddy. That's
Broke
beautiful.
the system.
Weightless.
Mate, perfect.
Weightless.
Mate, honestly, guys, keep doing what you're doing. Keep the brain trust going. Keep working. Keep working. And
Thank you.
Emma says you guys can be anything, and I believe it. You guys can be anything. I really hope to have you guys on again once COVID ends, and I can see you at the pub and we can all have a drink together.
Mate, we've got to do an in-person session, mate.
Oh, 100%. There's going to be phones everywhere and shitty lights, and I'm going to ask the pub if I can film there. It's going to be fucking terrible.
I love it, man.
But guys, seriously, man, I can't thank you guys enough for jumping on. It's been such a
Thank you for having us, man.
man. It's been a pleasure talking to you because it's been so nice getting an insight into what the scene is like now, especially considering I walked out from it 4 or 5 years ago. It's so interesting to hear that it's gotten better, not gotten worse, and it's gotten more family-like. And
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's good.
Obviously, that's from our perspective, but I don't know. Obviously, what
Well,
other people
maybe-
have to say. But yeah, that's our take
maybe
on it.
I was just a fuckwit, but there's a very good fucking chance of that. So, but boys, thank you so much, man. Guys, I really, really can't thank you enough. It's been every time I do one of these things, I meet like-minded people, but I always walk out of these things. Feeling like not like a better person, but feeling like I've learned something.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start a podcast.
Do it, man. Just do it. Seriously, man. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. You got all the equipment there. You're looking good. Just,
oh man, I've
just
got it set up. We're all good.
fucking do it.
Yeah.
Because it's been the best move I've ever made, and I'll tell you what, it's made me learn not just a lot about other people, a lot about myself. So it's been good.
Dude, we're excited to see you on your own TV show soon. So
Yeah,
come on.
I can't wait. I can't wait. If I can drink beer on national TV and get paid for it, I've fucking won.
Yeah, you've
that's the
won,
goal.
bro. You've won.
It's the dream.
Yeah, cheers, bro. This was a good time. I'm
Man.
very glad to be on the show. It's mad.
Don't go anywhere yet, because I'm just going to do an outro for you.
Oh,
Okay,
And
well,
then-
I'll show off.
And we're gonna have a little chat afterwards, just to see how we went.
mate,
All right.
I ain't running anywhere.
All right. Good. You lovely people. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Weightless. What a bunch of top blokes. I'll tell you what. But next week we got Ben Ransom on, country music star. It's going to be great. We're going to hammer it. And I will catch you all then.